And we're back.
We're back.
Calling the Audible. Eagle, Iggy, Mo Khan. No Peasy this week as he is taking care of some family matters today, so he's not with us, but Iggy is. But as we said before, it is going to be a rotation of characters, right? We won't have the same duo every 2 weeks in a row.
Apologies for the lack of episode last week. We had a YouTube upload issue into a long weekend, into me doing my garden and spending a ton of money to remove 5 tons of dirt, into I'm busy at work, into I can't drive to the studio to upload the episode again. So it is what it is.
Swimming pool in the backyard? Is that what it is?
I have a brand new garden.
5 tons.
5 tons of dirt removed.
To build a new garden.
Yes.
Was it
Jardin Dacula.
Yeah, pretty much.
Was it in response to the ice storm and removing trees?
It was not. So the former owners of my place had built 2 garden beds, or I don't know if it was them or not. Maybe it was the previous owners. They had built a 3-foot tall garden bed of plywood, which by now has dissolved into nothing, started to buckle and fall apart and rot. So I needed to take apart the plywood, then remove all the dirt inside said plywood, and then build an actual garden. So that was my Victoria Day weekend. How are you?
I'm well. Iggy's well.
Thanks. Yes, I'm amazing.
Yeah, we're doing very well.
You have a garden too, apparently, Mo. On,
It looks really nice.
On your socials.
Well, no, the flowers, we're doing phase 1. We got to do phase 2 this week. I think there's 3 phases we got to do.
Flowers, you can't eat that shit.
No, we
Unless
can't.
it's violets.
No, we're doing
I
green
am planting
flowers.
violets.
Yes, I'm sure you have, Eagle. We're gonna do phase 2 this week, and then we'll be ready to roll. Okay, so let's dive into it. Some announcements to do. Uniforms. So we're now officially out of the grace period for those who do not have uniforms. You will be penalized with no games played or stats. So what does that mean? You need to have proper uniforms, same color shirts at minimum. That's number 1. Number 2, you need to have numbers. What does that mean? An official, legitimate number, not markered, not taped on, no number, no stats, no games played for. So you must have a clean-cut uniform moving forward. We've penalized some teams already. We've warned everyone beforehand. And now, Iggy, some teams got caught and had to pay the price for it, unfortunately, for their 3rd game.
Yeah, a couple of emails. Hey, I didn't get my stats. Yeah, you didn't wear a uniform. So, yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. Pictures, team pictures. Listen, we are in the process of doing that. How are we making better progress this year than winter season?
Well, apparently said person was said busy on said week, and so I didn't get the official list. But if I had to ballpark it, we're probably at 65 to 70%.
We're winter, we're at 28%.
Yeah.
5 weeks. So
yeah,
that's fantastic. It's like an improvement here of our effort of getting pictures. So team pictures, guys, please be understanding. I know some teams, again, with uniform, we don't have uniforms, blah, blah, blah. But, guys, we just want to take a picture to have on file, just to put on the website. We can change it afterwards if need be. Also, individual shots, guys, please be kind and understand to the scorekeepers who have to take your headshot. It takes legit 10 seconds. That's all it is of your time as well. Games played, remember, now we are some teams have played 4 games.
Yep.
Some have played 3, some have played 2. But now we're at a point where I've now reminded captains, guys, please check your team page for games played, because you need minimum 5, and we've had the same issue. It's this recurring storyline every single time we hit weeks 10, 11, and beyond, that you, Iggy, or others who work in the behind the scenes, that we get a robust amount of emails saying, hey, John Smith played week 2. Well, no, you didn't. You had no number. Or the trail. Yeah. So the point is that we're trying to convey is that if you see after every game, look, my guy did not get a game played for, we can research it ASAP and find out why he or she did not get a game played for and make the adjustments and tell you the reason why.
I feel like we could copy-paste this segment at the beginning of every show.
Yep.
And or at the beginning of one show and then just, replay it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we do it for a reason, right? Because, yes, exactly that. We already got an email, like I said, we already got an email saying where are my stats, and we already got an email saying how many games played for playoff eligibility. So So not everyone consumes the content. So we and it has already been distributed to all captains as well. I got that email for uniform violation reminder that it kicks in, and games played is 5 for playoff eligibility.
Yeah, and we'll put posts up on Facebook, Instagram stories, the whole platforms that we have as well. So Trailer Park Boys forfeit again. Just quickly here, what do we come about from this here?
That's two forfeits in 3 weeks.
It's a lot of money.
That's 66% of your games forfeited. They are already they definitely have the most points against. As you can tell, I have no computer because I'm smart and left my phone at home and have 2-factor authentication.
24 people, by the way, are missing pictures that are currently playing.
That's not bad.
Individuals?
Not bad. Yeah, individuals.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
Hold on. 24 individual pictures.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty
not
good.
Bad. Yeah.
That's like a record after 2 weeks.
That's not bad. Well, Mo Khan's led the way. He's led the charge over here, you know? I might have missed Jacob Souls' headshot, but I thought he has one. But I guess
I feel like you're obstructive to the process.
not really. I'm the one that takes the headshots without asking.
You know what? I feel like you would be the guy that would be very confrontational about the entire experience. Like if you're a Division E or Co-ed 3 player and you're entering the league for the very first time and you are the scorekeeper on their field for week 2, you would be very adversarial on that particular exchange.
Adversarial.
I was
aggressive.
Aggressive-arial.
Aggressive-arial.
But you know what? I'll give you an example. One of the teams in Division E, I know we're going to start Div C in 2 seconds here, but Div E, the new team, the rugby team.
Granddaddy Perps.
Yeah, Perps, right? So they super nice guys, really cool guys.
Yeah.
They're on my field Loyola week 2. I say, hey, guys, you know what? Let me take your headshots now. We'll do the pennies. No problem. Bam, 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 bam. Done. Headshots, all done.
Yes.
You know? It's efficient, man.
Okay.
It's
I thought there was more. I thought there was a horror story
I'm
coming
saying,
up.
no, they're great. I'm just saying that guys are very cordial, very kind. It takes 30 seconds to do it. So anyway. Okay.
What was the worst collaborative team so far?
Oh, FSU were a bit like they were like, oh, can we get pennies? Go, guys, like it's week 3.
No, about pictures he meant.
Yeah. Oh, team pictures. There's a couple of teams. Oh, bro, can we wait? I go, no, guys. Let me do the photo now, and then we can decide afterwards.
Yeah.
And it's all said and done.
And there's also, I'm holding up trophy awards. We'll be distributing those for past seasons as well. So yeah, that's the last round of announcements here. Who's that one?
William Bourard, best quarterback in co-ed.
There you go. So that one tomorrow, Thursday night in Laval, you'll be presenting to him.
I'm just going to throw it to him. Here you go. Let's go. Okay, let's dive into it. Div C. So Trap Stars, HSS, Hot Sauce Sports.
Yeah.
Trap Stars, they've had a Rolodex of a rivalry. However, Trap Stars, as the Garber said to me in the parking lot on Thursday in Laval, hey, or Sunday, I think it was. Sunday, right?
Sunday, yeah.
Sunday in Laval.
Sunday night.
Hey, Mo, Peace finally beat us.
Uh-huh.
It took a while. Look, it took Peyton Manning a few tries before he beat Brady in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So Peyton Manning beat Tom Brady in the playoffs, or at this point here. So our takeaways from here of this rivalry and what it means for the league in terms of the health of these two teams going against each other.
I loved it. There was a bit of trash talking going back and forth. You could really tell that Hot Sauce Sports had a chip on their shoulder. They really wanted that win. Especially coming off a playoff loss, and that's where rivalries are brewed, right? It takes up a playoff matchup, and then maybe even a second. I think that was their first playoff matchup. But if they meet again in the playoffs after a game like the one here on Sunday night, my God, that will just take the rivalry to a next level, and that's what you want. You want that the contention to brew and stir over a couple of seasons, and that's what we got on like between these two franchises.
Yeah, I think now for the referendum of Ryan Carber now in this division as a quarterback. Remember, they made the jump up with him as quarterback. KGP Raw was right.
Yes.
He went to Division 3, was it?
Right. Where they
and
switched.
Dylan Garber switched, right?
Where they switched to Dylan.
So this is a great kind of segue for him to kind of get his feet wet in a mixed division of talent to kind of build himself up again. And look, when you look at this roster for Trap Stars and what they have as a core, I mean, this has been a team that's been together for many years now. We're talking about
2020.
Yeah, 2020, and then before these guys are all boys beyond FPF.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a good core, and I think this loss prevented them from going from 3-0 and being that in that cluster of teams who were well.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cooper Young is one of the best receivers that no one talks about, that you and I have conversed about before, Iggy.
Yeah.
And I think in this situation here for Peasy to get this win over Trap Stars, I'm not saying Peasy needed this win, it's not do or die, but it's a good start to the year to be 1-1 than being 0-2.
Right.
Because I think this Hot Sauce Sports team is it's unique. They have a unique team of what they have as a roster this year.
A good blend, right?
Yeah.
Of size, speed, aggressiveness, passiveness, like or not passiveness, but like calming presence.
Right.
I totally agree with that. For Pete, I know what you're saying, right? It was like a litmus test, right? So is he acidic or is he basic?
I think he's basic.
Yeah, he's basic.
He's basic.
Mo, what does basic mean?
In the I learned this in biology class. Physical science class.
There's a very specific definition of
I
what
know.
basic is.
I remember the terminology being used in my science class, but I forget the full definition of it. Elaborate for me, Mr. Genius.
It is whether you're over 7 pH or not. And under 7 pH is acidic.
Thanks.
Iggy?
Sure.
Yeah.
It has been a while.
Let's get back to playing your
So,
Dungeons and Dragons.
how would you describe a basic team versus an acidic team?
This good team is like, say...
Fiery.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. Infantry.
Is fire basic really, though?
No, acidic. That's what we were saying. You said
Yeah.
we're giving now an example of an acidic team.
Yes.
What would be? You said a team name?
Infantry.
The infantry. Okay.
So they are acidic.
Yes.
So what is a basic team?
Basic team is such as your team in co-op.
Wow, shots fired.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, okay, so back to what we're discussing about here. But look, I think Hot Sauce can run the table up until they have backyard bullies at the midpoint of the year. And
Whoa, you want to bring up maybe that schedule for Hot Sauce?
yeah,
What?
I'm looking at it right now. Bible study. and
That
never-
feels very aggressive. Are
Yeah.
you sure?
and never overtime.
How many of these games are basic?
Bible study, never overtime, I think are basic. They can win those 2 games. They'll be 3-1 before they have backyard bullies at the halfway point of the year.
I think you're underestimating Bible study, and this kind of segues. I was listening to the podcast on Spotify because it wasn't on YouTube, but it was available on Spotify. Rocco Cristiano's been wrecking both Division B and C. He's on fire.
Yes, he is.
You're underestimating, I think, then the Bible
Well,
study, or maybe you're not.
I'm not, but they just had a weird game against Primal on Sunday.
Right, that tie.
This is a weird game, and look, let's put in this factor here, though. Okay, so there's guys like Joey Corcoran, who crazy good player. Joey Corcoran
Might be dare we say, other than AJ Gomes, the best player in Division C?
Yeah, but he won't be there.
Okay.
He's going to
Right.
leave.
You
He's
mentioned
going to
that.
leave
Yeah.
for back to UNH. He's a football player for University of New Hampshire.
Hmm.
So he's going to go back. I think soon enough. I was talking to him about it, and I think he's going to Atlanta to throw with his he's going to go start training with his guys and be back on campus soon. So he's out of the equation. So you lose him. That's massive.
In like June or July.
Late June.
Okay.
Sorry, early to mid June he's going to be gone. So,
Okay.
you lose him.
Half the season, right? Okay.
So that weakens your firepower on both sides of the football.
Okay. So,
Um,
but still, that's May 28th. That's coming up on Sunday night that they have that matchup.
Right. So the question now is that, Bible study,
Mm-hmm.
that's one less thing to worry about for Pease when he plays that team. Like, because if he's playing, then I'll be like, okay, yeah, you know what? That's a bit of a tricky situation.
But he is playing because it's on Sunday, May 28th.
I know. Oh, sorry, that's right. I beg your pardon. Sorry, I mixed up the backyard bullies, though.
Yes.
So if he does play, it's a big thing. But if he doesn't
Yes.
play, though, right? Like, it's a big loss for Bible study. But
Sure.
I give Hot Sauce a great chance to beat them, though.
Even with Joey
Yeah.
Corin
Yeah.
in the lineup. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here.
Look, don't get me wrong. I think it'll be a very close game, but Rocco's just on fire right now. He's just clicking. He's operating at a super high level. I think 16 TDs to 1 INT is just at a ridiculous level. It's something that Pease is gonna have to go score for score, and he's not yet there. I think Rocco right now is scoring at 7 drives out of 8, and I think Pease's best performance gives him 6 TDs out of 8 drives. So I think they just won up them in that regard.
Right. So Joey Corcoran in the 2022 season had 56 catches, 670 yards, and 3 touchdowns for UNH. Massive numbers in his sophomore year. He will be drafted in the CFL for sure.
For sure.
Perhaps get a chance in the NFL.
I've played against him. He's
very
legit.
good.
He's legit.
He's a good dude too. Nice guy. I like him. I like him a lot. You may
He's a little crazy.
Yeah, you might think he's arrogant. I like him. He's one of those type of dudes that I would definitely take on my team any day of the week.
Oh yeah, yes. Not without a question.
Okay, speaking of dodging, Corey Dodgewalowski.
Speaking of dodgeball.
Okay, so
what? Say that again.
Dodgewalowski over there.
What are the 5 Ds, Mo?
I don't know.
Dip,
Dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge.
I didn't realize Eagles become the customs officer here of interrogation today.
You would definitely not make it into the border.
I'd be denied access. But I live in Canada. It doesn't matter. Not coming back in. But I live right over there. Nope. Can't come back in. All right. So, infantry, they play Corey Dodgewalowski and the Sharks. The Sharks taking a bite out of infantry. Are you surprised by that, Pease? I mean, Iggy.
Yes, we rotate too many of our characters here. No, I'm not surprised. I wanted to talk about this game because it's sort of I'm not sure if there was a fallout between Corey Dodgewalowski and the infantry. It was just Cap. But I'm like, but he's still. I mean, he is still throwing with a ridiculously talented team.
I mean, I was going to say, if your Cap hits are Dondre Borden, Quasi Gordon Mall, and Max Burra, and Noah Groper, how much better do you want to do in Div C?
Wait. Don't do it yet. If you click on the roster and don't do it yet, I guarantee you the Sharks roster has a higher cap hit than the infantry's. Go.
No, I guess.
Yeah, it's close.
Yes.
See, yeah, no, by a lot.
By a lot.
Yeah.
By 14 points.
I wanted to build,
Yeah, by a lot.
tension.
But
it did not work.
Look who's throwing for infantry.
Sub or full-timer? Do we know?
If Mike Roy's a full-timer, it's a downgrade from Corey Dodgewalowski. I know because of the cap, right?
Media team sponsor of our
Barbecue.
internal event, barbecue, exactly, Mike Roy. That explains why we're at where we're at.
But,
I mean, to put it in perspective, he had 5 incompletions as opposed to Corey Dodgewalowski's 5 incompletions.
But which quarterback are you picking, though, Eagle?
You're
picking Dodgewalowski.
With this receiving core, I'm taking Dodgewalowski for sure.
Like if Corey Dodgewalowski had to pick which receiving core to pick, to choose,
he would take his own.
It's ridiculous.
Mike Roy would take the Sharks team for sure.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. So
like
I mean,
ridiculous. Like it shouldn't be in Division C. Ridiculous.
The wealth of athletes.
Don't get me wrong. Dylan Daou is an excellent receiver.
Yeah.
For him to go 8 on 9 with 71 yards and 3 TDs against this defense, it makes no sense. Like, how did you leave this guy so open on every single play? I don't understand it.
And the wealth of talent on the Sharks is remarkable. Like it's not short on.
It's pick your poison.
Athletes.
It's go ahead and take away Quasi Gordon Mall if you can match his speed.
Yeah.
Then you're down to your second best DB covering Dondre Borden, who can run any route in the route tree and just jump ball you if you don't have the size to match up with him.
Yeah.
Oh, you have your 2 best cover DBs. Now cover Max Burra, who can jump like a 30-40 vertical. Like, can you match up your 4th best defender with Noah Groper speed? Like, it's just a luxury tax that they haven't paid.
Also, side note, just want to thank those who helped out on Sunday at 6 p.m. in Laval. We had a bit of an issue initially, but to get the stats up and as accurate as possible, we appreciate those who did help out during that game just to help us. We were shorthanded for the first half an hour or so, but we thank those who did help out for Field 1 in Laval.
But still, all to say, do you think like Corey had a bit more oomph in this game facing off against?
I don't think so.
No?
No, because it's not like it was a bad breakup like bleep you.
Right.
It's what it is, right? The gap prevented him from playing for the infantry, and that's what it is, right? It's not like, and Corey and I spoke about it briefly, but he comes on the Sharks and this is a good team.
Jesus. Yeah.
And with them now 3-0, they're in that conversation, right? In that top end of the division of C.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot to dissect with Division C with the 3-0s, but we'll talk about the bottom half of Div C.
Yep.
So it's 0-2, 0-3 holes right now for Div C. There's a bunch of teams who are at that bottom of the rung of the Div C hierarchy, as we get the standings up for you guys in 2 seconds here, as the computer takes far too long to load up.
For me as well, like I said, I didn't bring my phone, so I'll need some assistance with the standings, please.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's
Phone
coming.
equals computer
There we go. Okay,
equals.
so here we go.
This is Hotla Sports.
So
Hold
you have
on.
4 teams at 0-3, and you have a couple who are 0-2. So Never Overtime, Mangoose, Dirty Birds, Air Force 1.2, 0-3. LBB losing a heartbreaker.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that soon. Yeah.
Losing a heartbreaker to JYD and Primal are all 0-2, but Primal does have a tie, so they did tie.
Right. Bible study.
Bibles, thank you so much.
Am I the only one worried about Mangoose? Like their
Very.
PA is very hard.
Very concerned.
I'm a bit surprised. Yes, I think we all are in the same boat of what it is, but I mean, Felix Antoine Lavigne is not a quarterback by design. He is a receiver, but
right.
Taking a crack, and I don't know how many years now he's been playing quarterback. I think this is his second chance, right?
Off of the winter season, yeah.
Yeah, look, the commission beat them, which I think I picked Mangoose to win that commission. But,
you did.
But no, their schedule was tough. It wasn't easy. Trap Stars, not an easy game. Green Munch, not an easy game. Commission could have been a game that to be had, but now here comes the game that I'm not saying it's a do or die, but it could put your season back on track. They play LBB on Monday on my field, Monday night, 10 p.m. And both teams are 0-4-2 or 0-3, and whoever wins that game, I think, gets themselves back on track moving forward.
Yeah, and like what Eagle was saying, the 103, is it 103 or 130 points, Eagle, that they have against? It's, like you're saying, it's the 103. It's the struggles at moving the ball offensively that they're still going for it on like 4th and 2, 4th and 3, which you kind of have to, but when you're offensively challenged like that, you're better off. And they did on their first drive of the game, punt on 4th and 10.
Yeah.
But you know, as the game goes along, where your opponent is scoring and now they're up 2 scores, you find yourself having to go on 4th and 10 from your own 10-yard line. And that's when you don't complete the pass, and now the opponent's in plus territory, and you know, 2 plays later, it's now a 3-possession game. And then the ball just starts rolling exponentially, and that's how you get to 103 points, right?
Yeah, I just think that, you know, for Mangoose, their schedule's not easy because after that game they got Backyard Bullies. So this is a really must-need win for them because Iggs and Eagles, as I botched both names. But you think about it for Mangoose, if they were to lose to LBB, and lose to,
and they might,
and lose to Backyard Bullies after that. You're 0-5 with 5 to go, and I think the cutoff right now could be 3 wins to get in at that point.
Yeah, you'd be 0-5, then facing a team that's currently 0-3 in Air Force 1.2. Diamond Bougie's one of the class of the division. Hot Sauce Sports coming off a thrilling victory over Trap Stars. That'll be in week 8. Kiss My In-Laws, another top-rated team, and then Flag Fools, who have
might be at 2 wins. It might not be enough though. 2 wins.
Yeah, that's it. So really, yeah, you're right. This next week is a must-win for them.
Yeah, and then the other teams in that division that you talked about here for 0-2, 0-3 here, Never Overtime. Unfortunately, I don't think they have what it takes to kind of get out of the hole.
They're missing a game breaker.
Over under number of overtimes they're going to hit in the regular season, 0.5.
Under.
What a stupid name then.
Never Overtime. Primal, I think.
You will never hit overtime in the regular season.
It's accurate.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
Primal.
Both of them get the joke.
Yes.
Primal.
Yes. What about Primal?
I think they'll be okay.
They'll
rebound back.
I'd have to take
They have a point.
Can we take a quick look at their schedule and just scan real quick? It depends on the schedule because a great group of guys and good football guys too. Oh man, already Killer Rays. They
should win. Let's be real.
Look,
they should.
Hold
on.
It
doesn't they will, but they should.
Okay, but hold on. Do you remember the finals against Killer Rays?
Yes.
Okay, well that really didn't go their way. And Killer Rays, one of the newer teams coming in Division C. You have Besed and Sepat, who's just ripping this division so far. You have Green Munch, who can put up 40 points. Repeat offenders with AJ Gomes is going to be a struggle for Médéric Lazon.
They're in tough, man.
They're in tough.
They're in tough.
They're in a tough hole. Like, they need to beat Killer Rays.
I don't
Them
know
too.
where that one's gonna come.
Just like we just said with Mengoose, it looks like week 4, there's already some must-win situations
Yeah,
here.
exactly. According to Peasy, there won't be any must-wins until like week
No,
12.
must win. No, week 4 must win.
It's gonna be tough. I don't know where that one's gonna come. They might get 1, 2. Never overtime could be 1 for them.
Yeah, that's
And-
late
and
in the
then
season.
repeat of finish could be the other one. Hot sauce
Nah,
boards, not
yeesh.
sure.
Repeat offenders are good.
Yeah.
They are so, and we'll just talk about it 30 seconds. Repeat offenders are so versatile. They can send 2 to 3 different rushers off platform, meaning not lined up at the set, like or legally rushed. They can drop Raf Morelli into coverage. Super athletic. Anthony Lazara, big guy, can really move for a big guy.
By the way, speaking of Raf Morelli, we're bringing back Paisan of the Week.
Perfect.
Should we have him do the Paisan of the Week?
No.
Are we having Raf Morelli on at all?
No.
Look at his face, though. He's disgusted by his own people.
Wait, he's smiling.
He's the interrogator over here, Eagle.
I'm trying to keep the show on schedule.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Over under 2.5 wins for Primal.
Under.
They're at 0.
Under.
That's
They're
a
not
that's a good
getting
line. Under.
They're not getting 3.
Under.
You put at 1.5. I think it might be under 1.5.
No, I'll go over 1. I'll go
1.5
wins.
is too easy.
2 wins.
Never
2 wins.
overtime, yes, but who's the other one?
They can either squeak one out against Killer Rays or against Trap Stars.
I think Green Munches is an option.
It could be. It could.
We'll see if that will be.
Yeah.
So anyway,
But they're all coulds. They're all you got to win by 1 to 2 points.
That's
you gotta,
the gamble.
You got,
That's
you got to
the
win on
2.5 line right
You got to
there.
win on converts.
of course. On to co-ed. So with co-ed 2, the 4 winless teams, who's more likely to get their first win? Now, I've seen a bunch of co-ed games so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize. I seen Beefton's play. No,
Yeah,
Not-
we saw them yesterday.
No. They're still trying to find their way into this division in terms of where
Yeah.
they're gonna be.
They would have been better suited in Co-ed 3.
I agree.
Co-ed 2, for those listening and watching, Co-ed 2 is really good, by the way. It's not, like, bad. It's not a bad division. Like, if people have the notion that, like, Co-ed is weaker in some... It is not. Co-ed 2 is really strong. Even if there was a Co-ed 1, it would be strong on its own. And, yeah, the Beefton are like, more of a Co-ed 3 team.
Yeah. Another team that we have to look at here is Plenty of Fish.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I think they have. I can't believe this franchise is struggling. Even in the winter season, they narrowly missed the playoffs. They were just on the cusp. I think maybe with 3-7 kind of
it's a
type
good
of
roster,
record.
though.
It's a good roster. I struggle to understand. Like their games are close-ish. They're sometimes off by a possession or two. The last one was a 3-point loss to Easy Fun. Easy Fun, very good team, by the way. Overall, well-rounded team. They got to beat the rookies. They got to be blocked. They got the wins, and the rookies are not bad.
I feel like
them.
this is Mo's dating life where everything is close but never a score.
Kind of like Eagle.
No.
Until recently.
No, I'm good.
Is that also a play on the words
Eagle,
on Plenty of Fish?
Eagle,
Thank
what's
you.
that? Hold on to your neck.
What happened to my neck?
He had a fun
It
time.
looks like a dog leash.
A dog leash.
Outline on your neck.
It's the gardening.
I feel like he's playing into the fact that I don't have a camera on me, and so he can just say whatever he wants, except for the fact that Mo is legally single, and so I can make fun of him publicly on air.
All right, little man.
Oh,
All right,
boy.
little man. All right, little man. The interrogator is really feisty today, eh? I think he hasn't eaten his food today, huh?
I think their next 2 games are games they should win, even though the rookies, like I said, are better than, because no one knows them, right? But they're a decent squad. They have 2 wins that they should win in weeks 4 and 5, and in the second game in week 10 and week 11. Those are 4 games they should win.
Yeah.
So that's 4, and then you got 4 tough what am I saying? 3 tough tests in the middle. Vultures, Kiss My End Zone, and the IG team.
So if I go with 3.5 on their odds for the next games, what do you go with?
I'll go over. They should win those 4 games, so they should have at least 4 wins. And
Right.
and if they if they get a win on Vultures, Kiss My End Zone, or IG team, like squeak 1 out of 3, that could be 5 wins.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like I have not seen all these teams play yet in the bottom half of the division.
Okay, so this question is for Iggy. If
Yeah.
Mo swipes right on 7 different women, does he score on 3.5? Over under.
7 for 7, my friend.
This is about plenty of fish.
Plenty of fish. It's a dating site.
Yes, I understand. I actually
So Mo's hitting unders, what you're saying.
sure. Hot Sauce Sports by 50.
Hot Sauce Sports by 50. There you go. Eagles interrogation day. He's very sniping.
God, man.
You know why? Because he doesn't have his car today. That's why.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
fun.
it must be that.
Yeah. That's why Eagles not happy. He had to car his way over
I've been
here.
very busy, and I'm taking out on you.
No
Yeah,
car,
no.
no phone, no girlfriend.
I got my equipment here. I came prepared. Game of the week in Co-Ed 2. IG Team versus Easy Fun. Came as against Fit Squad. And Easy Fun versus Never Too Late.
Yeah, like which one is game of the week for you? They're all matchups in week
Yeah, so
4.
like I seen IG Team play. They should have been. I don't know how you guys pull off the smasher grab against them to win that game. They should have been 2-0-1 and they'd be in that top 4 of that division, and that's not the case to be. I'm gonna say it's gonna be the IG Team against Easy Fun because I think IG Team has a lot more to prove in this division. They're athletically gifted. They have
More to prove than a Co-Ed 2 championship in the winter?
I think because you think about that Co-Ed 2 championship, right? I mean. Were
Yes.
they really the heavy favorites to win that year?
They weren't the heavy favorites,
No,
and they
so-
came away the winners.
Yeah, and I think that loss to you guys kind of left a bad taste in the mouth. That maybe people are going to say, well, maybe they're not as good as they are,
Okay.
right? Because a veteran championship team would not lose as they did to you guys.
Mhm.
And remember, they had the ball. I believe they had the ball late, and they
Yeah.
kind of botched at the end, and you guys got the ball back.
It was a big sack that
Yeah.
led to like a 3rd and 17 situation, which they scored a touchdown on, called back for an offensive pass interference, backed them up even more, like a 4th and 26 type situation, in which luckily we got the tackle with about 5 yards short of the first down because James Lee's a ridiculous runner.
Yes, he is.
And then the 5 plays later, and that's a touchdown.
Yeah, so I think they have a lot more to prove, and if
Okay.
they were to win that game
against Easy Fun.
Easy Fun.
Mhm.
First off, that would jump them over Easy Fun
Mhm.
for at least 5th, and maybe not higher.
And then a tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker as well.
Yeah.
And I think this kind of rejuvenates their confidence that they can definitely be a top hitter in this division, and maybe not be up there with Fit Squad and Vultures, but be in that next category of teams is
Okay.
being efficient. So
Yeah.
that's the game I'm circling that in terms of what about you, Guy?
What was the third game? Because again,
Easy Fun versus Never Too Late. And what exactly is it for Never Too Late?
actually, no. You know what? Not because it's my team, but Kiss My End Zone Fit Squad has a nice little rivalry going on. So that it's always exciting.
It's like a Seinfeld rivalry with you and some people on that.
Huh?
It's like a Seinfeld rivalry with you and some of the roster counterparts.
You and Mo Con, God damn it.
It felt like a Seinfeld moment though with you and a couple of the members from that team.
I really like the Fit Squad roster and team.
More like a Curb Enthusiasm, actually.
Okay, yes, great.
You like
I'm-
Larry David.
Oh my god. I actually really like their roster composition. I find they're one of the most well balanced teams, like Easy Fun that I said. Great talent offensively on both women's and men's side of
Right.
the ball. Strong defensively. Not because I don't like William Roy rushing. I just don't particularly like when a quarterback is the one rushing. I said this last year about Dante Speragna as well. Just the idea that you're really expending so much energy and you don't even realize it when you should be more, not that he's not focused, but you should be conserving your energy for more game management situations. And I'm not saying he's not capable of doing it, but you want to be able to conserve certain types of energy for late game situations. Anyways, all to say, I really like their roster. I think they usually, and is it a surprise, they usually have a problem with Mr. Dubois, who
Right.
will not be there, so they don't have to worry about that.
Your boy.
Yeah, well, not it's just he's a boy.
He's your friend.
Sure, we play together on teams. Yes.
Would you guys hang out with each other afterwards?
Sure, we've had beers at Honey Martin.
Oh, how nice.
Yes.
How nice. You've invited us, Honey Martin. We've all.
I have, and you've all said no because it is late. They're late night invitations.
He also invited us to bowling. Why would you go to bowling?
I have, and you weren't there. Neither of you
No,
were there.
we were not
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Best female core in co-ed 2.
That is a good question. Who does have the best female core in co-ed 2?
I think our team has a decent core.
Yep.
You guys have a pretty solid core, I think. Fit Squad, I think by paper of what they have on the roster.
I think it has to be Fit Squad.
Yeah, I think
Fit Squad's really strong, and like I already said, the two. I think Fit Squad and Easy Fun, and if I had to pick, I think it's Fit Squad. I think there's no woman out there that can match up Laurence Pombriand. There isn't. There's just not. She's and not just female on female coverage.
Yeah.
She can beat guys on routes, on whether it's a post comeback, deep in, quick in. She's winning most of those matchups.
100%.
So let me ask the question differently.
Yes.
Would you rather the advantage from a female perspective on offense or defense?
Offense. 100% offense.
I think you're a little too quick. I want to say offense, but I'm thinking about it because if you can shut down another team's offense because your defense, if your guys are better than, you know what? I'm going to say defense. I think if you can shut down, if your guys are superior to another team's guys and you can play shadow defense across the board and your female players defensively can shut down the opponent's offensive female players, I think it's game over. You can play man or shadow coverage 80% of the game, and if you just can't win the matchups, you're done. You're putting up 6 points.
So league rule is you need 2 females on the field, right? Correct. So in case of offense,
a minimum
of two, if not more. Yes. In the case of offense, if you have a Laurence Pombriand on your roster, that is one less player watching out for maybe a more superior male athlete from a statistical number, right? Pombriand can provide that, hey, we got to play more honest because she can kill us as much as her teammate can do the exact same thing. And that means you can't roll coverage on certain players because Laurence Pombriand or someone of her level of excellence can beat you inside, outside, whatever it is. So I think having that dynamic female threat on offense is massive for any offense.
What if there was a defensive player that could match up on her on the female side?
Defense, you can say, you know what? You play short. You don't have to cover deep. We'll have the cover deeps cover with our athletes who we're going to have because you know how it is, man. Like in the co-ed game, your female talents is essential because you need them to produce.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And if they can be another option on offense, it keeps defenses honest from double, triple teaming your star players.
But if they can't produce, your offense crumbles.
They can crumble, for sure. But in the case that is for defense, you don't have to put them in situations where they might be left vulnerable. Because I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I was scorekeeping a game. I won't say what 2 teams they were.
Mm-hmm.
And it was co-ed 3. Mm-hmm. And the team, they were down big. So they had their best receiver lined up with the female defender on. It was a mismatch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the quarterback knew and threw a deep ball for a touchdown. My point is that can be eliminated if you put that player inside and they have added installation of protection that, hey, guys will come crash down on that ball catcher and not be left exposed on the island for that situation.
I still think it's I think
having offense is key. Yep. I think it's right. That.
We're on opposite sides.
We are on opposite sides like we always are. All right, in the battle of undefeated for co-ed 3, how big of a statement did FNF 3 make over Thunder Buddies with their 45-18 victory, which I did score keep on Tuesday.
Right. So what were your takeaways from that?
So takeaways from the game as I get the box
score up. Because Thunder Buddies were undefeated going in, I believe 2-0, maybe 3-0, going against an undefeated Fast and Furious 3. What were your takeaways?
So Terry Bablis throws like a baseball pitcher.
Is that
like a 1980s baseball pitcher?
Like the real wind up.
Yeah. And that left them exposed because Terry's growing to the quarterback position. He had an awful lower body injury that he's still regaining his full range of motion, which he says he'll fully have hopefully by the fall going to next year, which is the key.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that hurts or hinders his ability to really kind of open up and throw a nice ball.
But he still moved the ball. I'm looking 20 completions, 214.
They were down by 3 scores,
Gotcha.
so that's why. And they were kind of messing around at the end for Fast Not Furious. But I think Terry Bablis has good players. I think we all know them very well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a question of him getting more reps. In the red zone, he just couldn't convert. Like, he had a lot of issues in the red zone.
It's tough.
Ryan Dobbs-Garnett has put together a really good team. LaRoche, Noel, Camille Bissonnette, Laurent Bouchard, really good players. Tony Lala played his first game with the snaps. Oriella Poirier is another guy to watch out for. He's a game breaker.
Yeah, you mentioned him last week.
Yes, and so they have a good team. And I know they were a little bit behind the 8 ball for games played in the division, but I think they're my favorites to win that division right now. If I have to pick one, they're my favorites.
Right. And yes, Thunder Buddies, they're kind of, when they have Dave Gutkowski, Will Power can't be there, so they kind of alternate for now. Does Will Power there make a difference?
Yeah, of course he will. I mean, it's
but I mean in the score line. Does it make it a closer game? Do they potentially win?
I don't think they win. I think it's a little bit closer. I don't think they win because the secondary or DBs that they have. Yeah, it's gonna. Let's not forget the pass rushing for Fast Not Furious 3 was phenomenal. I forget her name. Do you mind scrolling down the box score, please? I just wanted to get the name properly before I miss. It was Camille Bissonnette. Yeah, she had 2 sacks. Again, Terry Babylon Club is again on one leg for now.
Right.
Maybe she doesn't get the 2 sacks, but it was 2 massive sacks in the red zone that resulted them losing real estate. So I think Fast Not Furious is definitely in that conversation. And look, for them and what they have to be right now for the Buddies, they're a good team. I'm not going to take that away from them. They're a good team, but on that day, they just didn't have the right ingredients in place to create a nice dinner, late night eats for them. So that's what I think it is. Finally, we get down to the next question here. We love Big TDs at 3-0. Our thoughts about them. I don't think I've scorekept their game, but we'll definitely talk about them. So our thoughts on Big TDs right now.
So we haven't talked about them too much. They are sitting, I believe, at 3-0.
Do you love big TDs?
I like when my touchdowns are big. Yes,
I did scorekeep them, by the way. So
you did.
Yes.
Mo, do you like big TDs?
No comment because we're doing a show right now.
My touchdowns, I like them in big situations. So yes, you saw them where outdoors?
Yeah,
we saw them in Laval outdoors. We saw them in Loyola outdoors, and we saw them in Papineau indoors.
Okay, so
all the TDs you could want.
So here's my thing about them.
Yeah.
Josh Nadler.
Yeah.
Same thing. He's like a baseball pitcher. I even asked him, dude, like your windup's like here, and he goes, yeah, I have a little bit of Tim Tebow. But here's the biggest problem for them. They have to start incorporating the female.
The female,
and that is a big problem for them because, you got Justin Goodman, you got Nicholas Fawn, and a few other excellent players, but they have to start incorporating female players because you know that if they're not of value, you know who to cover. Yeah. And it goes back to my point, right, of our last question. Develop that. And I think Nadler has to kind of read the field better, which he's getting better at, but I just think it's still taking time for him to really understand how to use his tools properly on the offense.
So, Mo, if you're saying if you love big TDs, you need to incorporate the women more.
Well, you need to incorporate for the production value. Yes.
For wins.
Exactly. And scoring touchdowns.
Guys, I'm trying here. I'm trying to make this show entertaining.
I know.
We're not biting.
We're not. Try to keep it
But you can nibble.
Yeah. You can look, but you can't touch. All right.
There we go. We got one.
Your thoughts, your Iggs.
Yeah, so I was going on that same vein as well. I had seen the production numbers. I think they had total on the season, I want to say 6 receptions. I want to say like slightly under 30 yards, 1 touchdown, I believe, from 3 different female players combined. Yeah, that's not enough. They've been able to get 3 victories over Kamikaze, the Le Crevette, and catching W's. But when it comes to a team like Drink Team, I think is where they're gonna and Drink Team's female players are good. I've seen them play against even Pig 6, even Fast Not Furious 3, the teams that we've mentioned here. That's where they are going to get shut down from the male perspective, and they're going to need their females to produce. And those games are in week 8, week 9. Start developing them now against free agents, Eagle. Develop them against the 1-9ers, against Michael Scott's Tots, so that when it comes to later game performances and playoff performances, that they're there to shine and they've been in these situations before.
Oh, Eagle, we have your uniforms on May 30th.
He has his uniform.
We got them. Thanks, Rob.
They're the pennies.
We got the basketball double-sided jerseys.
During the summer. Amazing.
I know.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
I was upset.
I felt them on one side.
The look?
I felt them on one side. If they were just one-sided, which I understand why they're double-sided because you never have a conflict. But if one-sided, they're thin. But they're like double, like
they're basketball jersey style, double-sided,
like
thick,
1991.
spring/summer season numbers, not
friendly.
selected, not sized. It is what it is.
It's the 80s, 90s look. The heavy material, no breathable ingredients.
I just wish I was the '92 Olympics team for the U.S.
Can you wear short shorts, please?
Who likes short shorts?
Eagle does.
You.
I like short shorts.
You definitely do. All right. On to women's.
I feel like Mo would like short shorts too.
I don't wear too baggy. I don't wear too long.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about wearing them.
Women's too. So we have a bunch of winless teams. Touchdown for what? Le Petit Miette and X and X. Who's going to get the first win? I think Le Petit Miette. I think he's gotten lucky in the first 3 games of their regular season. You think about it, they lost by...
Who's gotten lucky?
Unlucky.
Okay.
Le Petit Miette lost by 4.
Right.
Lost by 6 to the Rock, and they got wrecked by Wildcats, but Wildcats are a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
Touchdown for what? They're playing them this week, right? In Broadstart.
Yeah, they'll get a victory there, right?
I think they will. I just think they just had a tough start to their season. And
What would you touchdown for?
you know what, Eagle? I have my iPad, and I insert 40 bomb, and that's it.
I'll touchdown for, let's go with a pina colada.
What type of rum?
Spiced.
I feel like that's a mistake.
No. Not like traditional, you go white rum for traditional, but if you maybe careful with this, throw in like a bit of cinnamon, change it up, make it a bit more like a darker.
So I would agree with you, but I don't think spice is the way to go on a pina colada. Because I dark rum I'm good with. Yeah. But spice is a very different twist.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, sorry.
Well, we had that at your wedding.
You're right. Dark. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yes.
For your wedding, will there be anything like that?
Yeah, dark
like
is
a
better.
gold, maybe, if you want to
No,
blend.
dark. Yes, dark. Yeah.
And for your wedding, will there be anything like that, Eagle? Will that be at your wedding for the alcoholic beverages?
You will have many selections.
Excellent.
Of which none of which you will consume.
No, I won't.
But will you touch down for it?
I know Peasy will give me a nice couple of touches.
I will have his and hers cocktails, of which the hers will be more surprising than the his.
I don't know what that means.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, so I'm going to Petit Miette as my team to get their first win.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Yes. I'm sorry, it's boring, but yes, I looked at it and I think Le Petit Miette, they have the offense, right? Like, so they were on touchdown for what, but they haven't produced so far this season offensively, but I've seen them produce in the past. Yeah. And I think a team like against touchdown for what, who have given up 26, have given up just 15, but 30 or 40 points so far during the season. I think it's a defense that Le Petit Miette can score. I want to say 4 touchdowns.
They can score more than 4. They can score 5.
Oh, they could, but I'm saying at least hit a minimum of 4, and that should be enough for a team that scored 6 and 12 against 4 touchdowns for what.
So WOS they get wrecked by Sub-Zero, and that was expected. We didn't think that would be by 2 scores, but we didn't think it would be a game that they would have
Well,
because like Sub-Zero is a much stronger team.
They are the
Queens of the Manor.
Yeah,
now.
they're the. I'm thinking of like the U.S. basketball team, like in the Olympics, right? They're the all stars of all stars for in the women's division.
As Vince
but
Young said, dream team, and then they were well, not good at the Eagles.
But never mind. No, but clarify something for here, Mo. Last week's show, you kind of went double sided and double faced here. So you said you really loved WOS, right? WOS, which I don't disagree. I love the makeup of the team. Quarterback who didn't throw, I believe, for WOS against Sub-Zero, but their normal quarterback, remind me.
Oh my God, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Yes, it is on the tip of mine as well.
It's hold on here. I got it right here. Sorry, she played week 1.
Bleu Pou quarterback.
It is Emmanuel Bransard.
Yes, Emmanuel Bransard. I love her style of play, fast pace, quick release. Let your receivers do the work. Wasn't there for
she hasn't played in the last couple games.
So remind me who the
Caderet.
Yeah, very very great replacement quarterback in lieu of Emmanuel Bransard. But what do you think if Emmanuel Bransard is there for WS? Can they make it a one possession game?
Yeah,
can they make it a one possession game, get their defense to get a stop so that they can maybe score on the final drive of the game?
I think they make it one possession, and it would come down to who can convert their extra points at that juncture.
So I think it could be a one possession game, but at a certain point in time. But if you're looking for a stop from your defense, I don't think any defense can stop this offense from scoring.
No, Sub-Zero they're just a tour de force.
Yeah,
they're just a team that if options 1 and 2 are not there, then 3 and 4 are just as lethal. Like 3 and 4 would be like number 1 and number 2 options on either team.
And like they can even drop back Maud Lacasse if Sarah Parker's been playing quarterback 95% of the snaps.
Yeah,
they can drop back Maud Lacasse.
For sure.
Even like they have so much versatility and flexibility in that offense. It's just so much to account for that defense. I don't think any defense can.
I wonder how Wildcats would have fared in this division. Maybe not.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be 3-0, but I think they might have been competitive and gotten a win or two.
Because they can put up the points.
They're good.
Yeah,
they're good. And I think Wildcats right now in Division 2 could have been a team in Division 1. I mean, who's to say, right? What they would be? They wouldn't be 3-0, obviously not. But I think they would have been much more in that conversation as being one of the best of Division 2. So here's the thing that now with Red Nation, now they're on to week 2 without Alison Sobel, who's still with the Alouettes right now in their training camp endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
They did win with Lemise,
yes,
our homegirl, throwing. She was so proud of herself. I go, congratulations, Lemise. Be proud of yourself. You've achieved.
It's different. It is not the same game for receivers and DBs who haven't played quarterback. It is not the same game out there. It is a completely different game. So kudos to Lemise for producing points.
Get her tomorrow for Red Nation. X and X.
Yeah, it's not easy to move the ball downfield. There's just so much traffic going on. And look, she's putting the ball in her receivers' hands, letting them make plays and getting the scores. You'll be able to give a bit more of a more detailed analysis of how accurate her passes are, if she's stretching the field or keeping defenses honest.
I just might be chirping her the entire time.
Jesus Christ, man.
Look, here's the thing. They got X and X and Wildcats. I think they're going to lose to Wildcats on Sunday at Loyola.
Yeah,
they can't start. Not easy.
You can't put up. She's not there yet to put up 41 if Wildcats put up 40, right?
No, X and X is going to be the true test for them.
Yep.
She's got to cut down on her turnovers. I think that's going to be key tomorrow in Laval. Or it's Thursday. By the time this podcast comes out, Thursday they'll be in Laval.
Right.
And I think weather too, right? Because it's an outdoor game. So they're going to have now 4 outdoor games in a row. But now we see how this Red Nation team will be outdoors. Can Lemise adjust and be a quarterback that can figure out the winds?
Right,
Laval is not as tricky, right? Loyola is very tricky when it comes to winds.
Yeah.
So if they can be 2-2 by the time we hit June, and Allison should be back, she will be back. I beg your pardon, because their last preseason game will be on the Friday on June 2nd, and they would be back on June 4th. So if they can be 2-2, I think that's in good shape. They're even. There's nothing to worry about. If they're 1-3, okay, a little bit of a tricky climb up the mountain. But if they're 2-2, I think they're fine.
So 2-2 is they win either their week 3 game or their week 4
game. X and X,
Week
but it loses
3.
to Wildcats.
Agreed.
Though. Yeah. So I think
You were going to give us an over-under again, weren't you?
No, I was just trying to figure out dates.
Dates.
on the schedule.
Because one's today/Thursday
Right.
and one's Sunday
So
/ a few days from now.
2-3 days.
Yeah.
Which is
Even if they're 1-3, their schedule with Touchdown for What, Supernova, BIT at the last. I think there were a couple wins in there. And games against the Rock where they could be competitive.
Yeah.
Blue Thunder even Le Timiet. So there's for me 4, 5 wins plus the one that they already have. They could be 6-4, could be 7-3.
Which should be enough
somewhere
for
there.
3-4, I think.
Yeah.
I think they're behind Blue Thunder and stuff, but and Wildcats included too. So I think as long as they avoid Wildcats in the early going to the playoff window, they can get to the Final Four.
I think, for example, that the game against Wolfpack, that the larger field that Matty Vick really played to Lemise's advantage, just getting the ball into a playmaker's hands, and because there's so much space, a couple missed flags could lead to touchdowns. So I think the larger fields, but minus Loyola, because like you said, the winds could be tricky there to weather the elements. I think larger fields benefit Lemise.
For sure. All right, on to Div A. Star City, and I saw a bit of the game. They were down 14-0 to Jameson's, and they come back and they win. A crazy game as it was. I think this was not a seminal moment for Star City, but a massive moment because they could have been 0-3.
Yeah.
And now, after 3 weeks of play, there are no undefeated teams. And right now, from 2nd to 8th or 2nd to 9th, 2 points separate teams. So from Party Crashers, who are in the 2nd seed right now, to KGP, who are in the 9th seed, 2 points. Braves are 2-1-1 because they played more games. But, a lot to process here. Big win for Star City.
Yeah.
As we've had this debate before about Gisli Alexley and AJ Gomez and AJ Gomez and how they are as players. I think you might have made that comparison, or maybe not. He's like Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. Jeans Lee.
Yeah, Gisli Alexley.
He's the Tyreek Hill of FBF.
He's a game. Yes, Eagle.
I have a direct quote from Daniel Lazaro about this game saying,
let's hear it.
"Was a good battle.
Yes.
Down 14-0.
Yes.
I thought it was done."
I you know what? It wasn't my field, but I'm like, ooh, Jameson scored the 2-point convert, get a stop on defense immediately, and Jameson's score right away. And I'm like, oh, they could be in trouble here. Like already, the slow start to the season. I know what Dan Lazaro is talking about because I felt it too. I'm like, if this goes south, this could be trouble for Star City. They get a score on the next drive, and I believe get a stop and score again. And it wasn't just the scores; it was the 2-point converts. And if you scroll down, I think the 2-point converts swallowed and really Jeff Rosenblatt and didn't allow him to really take control of the game. It was really, for me, a lot was the 2-point converts, and then of course the onside kick that Jeff couldn't convert, and it was returned for a pick 6 late in the game.
So Jeff has now lost 2 crucial games, or 3 crucial games to Dan Lazaro in the last 2 seasons. Twice in the Div 1 now here. Star City broke the will of Jameson's on that 2-point convert, where it was a perfect call where James Starr left his area to cover the second quarterback. And I forget who was caught it in the open area that James would have been. And James had this look like, man.
Yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday. James had this look like, man.
Was it a crazy catch? It was on the ground?
It was 2-point convert, whatever it was.
Was it near the ground?
It might
Because
have been
Khalil Kerr made a ridiculous catch on his head as he was going to the ground. It was a crazy catch.
Yeah.
Like they just converting on those 2-point converts just felt like I felt well. At first, they gave up that 14-point lead. It was 16-14 after the scores and stop, and then just piling on the 2-point converts. I just felt like Jameson's had this game in their grasp and let it go.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Gil.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's just break this down section by section. Lazara versus Rosenblatt. Can we all agree that Lazara is the better quarterback of the two? As much as it's getting closer, because Rosenblatt has definitely improved
Closing
his
the gap.
game.
It's
Lazara is still the prime in this battle.
Yeah, he's closing the gap
Yeah.
on Dan, but not but
Receiving core. Can we make an argument that Jameson's is
overall
very much closing the gap, if not superior, to Star City?
I think it's
but
superior.
here's the difference though between there's a superior receiving core, but here's the difference though. Dan has a longer rapport with his receiving core than Jeff Rosenblatt, because remember he brought in Quay Johnson, right? He brought in some other guys that are not familiar with his offense yet. James Tyrrell only came in halfway through the year of winter season. His strongest rapport is with who? James Drysdale, who's now developing that rapport, right? Breezebois is the long-term guy.
Yeah.
Whereas with Dan, he's had a long-term relationship with A.J. Gomez, with Jared Taylor, with Khalil Kerr, Darren Wilshire now. Jesus Lee's the guy. He goes way back with tackle. Fred Millette's the only guy that's new to the core. So I just think that in the situation of the report level, Dan has more in sync than what Jeff has right now, which will change going towards the end of the year.
So does that justify the 10 points in this game, or does the defense play a factor in the difference here? Because obviously, Dubuisson Demarais, pick six changes the flow of this game.
Yeah, but Jeff doesn't convert on fourth downs. That's his problem.
The pick six was on the onside, by the way.
Yeah.
Just for
But
context.
I mean, that also, like, it extends the lead into...
It was really a 4-point lead. It was a 4-point game, right?
And Jeff has to convert.
And it makes it way tighter than we think about it on the scoreboard.
Right. And that's why I'm saying the 2-point converts and the inability... I don't want to say inability, but they just found the ways to properly call whether it was two quarterbacks dropping, meaning three in the backfield, or just one dropping. They just always found the hole, and even sometimes it was two quarterbacks dropping, so three in the backfield, and Dan just moving up, because both rushers would move away from Dan, and he would move up to gain space and then just easily find the open receiver. I really think this game was won by the Star City by the 2-point converts.
So I want to ask this question. Star City, had they lost this game, right, they would have been 0-3.
Yes.
Dan Lazara walks onto a field. One of you two is scorekeeper. Are you shooting him daggers in terms of the vision? Are you being nice to him? Are you giving him shit for having started 0-3? Or is this an acceptable start given their matchups?
No, I would have been like, okay, dude, go ball out against Party Crashers. Go put up 50 points. That's how I would have been.
They could be 5-2 by the time they hit the triple whopper of games at the end of the year of All Stars, Braves, All Stars. They can be 5-2. They can run it. They can be 5-2. I wouldn't. They would be favorites against Crashers. They would be favorites against KGP. They'll be favorites against Rayon Lumière, and they'll be favorites against Bless Up. I think they'll be favorites by 10 against some of the teams that they'll go up against. So they can run it. They can definitely run it.
Yeah, they can go on a run for sure.
And be 5-2 by the time they hit the triple whopper in early July. That final 3-game stretch we'll preview as we get towards that dates.
Yeah.
Can determine if there'll be a top 2 seed or top 3 seed, or maybe in the middle pack of the season.
And we'll see how All Stars look then, because I think our next segment here, the struggling quarterbacks.
Well, that's it, right? Joe Mayer and Kevin Wyeth, right? The TDINT. Bees and I spoke about it last week with Wyeth and what he has as a roster construction. And it's not the same team, man. Like, I mean, he had a bunch of Ferraris, and now he's got a bunch of souped up Hondas.
Which is stupid. I saw a souped up Honda. It was
What's
nice.
wrong with Hondas, Mo?
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, but are you?
Yeah, but it's not a Porsche, not a Ferrari.
No, it's not Ferrari. But like, are you? Theo's there, right? But he's only played one game. Gruppini is good, but he hasn't developed that connection yet. Kerouac, we know about him. Millard, we know about him. But Fitzgerald sent us, he's not developed yet. Vincent Malo, he's not that
After that drop on Game of the Week, he wasn't on the roster in the next game.
No, but they missed Quay Johnston. Quay was
sure.
a sure-handed receiver for
sure.
Wyeth. Wyeth would always go to him in the red zone. But the play that they had against Jameson's 2 weeks ago at Papineau.
Yeah. The tip across like a post across
the game
the field.
ended on Breezeball's INT. But I'm just saying that if Quay Johnson's there, it changes the game. I know they didn't have Pat Jerome as well. And that's a big factor too, right? Pat Jerome being suspended for 2 games.
Correct.
But once they get Pat back, that's fine. But I just think that in terms of what they have, it's not the same demographic of talent that they once had on this current roster.
Still, you think Kevin Wyeth, you think Joe Mayer, you don't think 3-to-1 TD to INT ratio, right?
No.
So that begs the question here, Mo. Joe Mayer or Kevin Wyeth, or do you go with the field to win quarterback of the year in Division A? Given the slow, let's be fair, it's a slow start for these guys, right? So, or Eagle chime in as well. Kevin Wyeth / Joe Mayer for quarterback of the year or the field?
I'm taking the field.
Really?
I'm taking the field. I am.
You almost have to take the field.
I know. I know, but that's crazy, right?
Like Corey Pecker, 11-1 after 2 games is impressive considering you have Wyeth and Maher in this division.
But prorate that. You won't have those numbers.
Doesn't matter. Even at 2 games, okay, double that. 22-2. You're still way better than Wyeth and Maher. Like, I'm sorry, it's just what it is.
I think Fred Dupree has a shot at this. Fred's playing at a very high level right now.
As long as he doesn't throw those INTs, right? He's like Jake
he hasn't so far. He's been look at the completion percentage. 77%, 133 quarterback rating. I've watched both of his games, the last 2 games. Not much is stopping him.
He'll have a test against Star City.
Yep.
I'm going to go Dan
game.
Lazara to be the guy. I think Dan is. He's got a chip on his shoulder, man, because the way he lost the Braves in the semifinals of winter season, they thought they were a team of destiny.
Yep.
I think maybe in their minds, given what they had to overcome of roster depletion due to suspensions and whatever else came at their way. And they were literally, when you think about it, Iggy, they were an overtime conversion away from being in the finals, and who wins the finals? Braves, right? So in their minds, they probably think they are up there with the Braves and All-Stars.
Yep.
I mean, now it's an open. I think it's an wide open division this year in Division A.
Yep.
Where
more so than
there's no undefeateds anymore, and Jameson's could have had a legit hold of this division had they won that game and put Star City, as you said before, they're 0-3. They're in deep bleep. They're not going to catch Jameson they're not going to catch up to them, right?
Yep.
You make 3 games and hopefully they lose those 3. Not going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Now it opens up that discussion that there isn't a favorite in this division, I don't think.
Yeah.
You have names, but they're not favorites.
Yeah.
So
QB of the Dan Lazar was right up there, right? I'm just saying that Fred Dupree is not usually in the conversation in Division A, Division 1 for QB of the year, and as at this point he is in that conversation, and it's cool to see.
So KGP and their offense, where do we rank them right now? Del Garber, Garfinkel are up in the receiving categories, and it goes back to my point about rapport. This KGP team has been together for quite a long time.
It's our greatest strength,
Yeah, the core base of the team, right, has been together for a very long time. I know they lost Khalil Kerr to Star City, which is a big loss in terms of the speed aspect of it. But if you look at their current receiving core that they have, I mean, you said it before. I mean, you got Garfinkel, you got Kwesi Gordon-Mall, Dylan Garber, Noah Groper's only played 1 game. Julien Paymal has been with him for a while. Matthew Lepage as well.
Yeah. I had a big drop yesterday.
Yeah.
He had a big drop that the third down, I think. They still converted on 4th, but yeah, Matt Lepage, great player, of course. But yeah, but if if he's the 4th or 5th name you're rattling off there, even Julien Payman, I'm not sure I heard you say it. If he's your 5th receiver, that's a really nice piece at wide receiver 5.
I'm happy this roster is competitive in effectively every game they've played.
Yeah.
Right? Like they are for sure, like we talked about the schedule and whether you're in the top half or the bottom half, they are definitely in the top half in the way they've managed to compete and win against some of those top level teams.
Yes, but cap wise, they're in the bottom half, right?
But that's what I mean.
Yeah.
They are in every advantage to end up in the upper echelon of this grouping.
I think this KGB team, and they ran some. I mean, look, Division 1 was not easy for them. They backdoored their way in as a low seed, and they got easily outclassed in the playoffs. But this KGB team now, they played played 4 games, so their runway's a little bit behind the 8 ball, because you think about Bless Up, NR, and Lumiere, they all played 2 games each. They got to put together a run now of wins. I think it's key, because even though this division is still wide open, they don't want to fall too behind, because if the guys start chasing teams of, hey, we got to catch that team, they may not have enough runway to do that.
Well, I think to that point, though, KGP in the winter season had a lot of issues with roster inconsistency, right? Phil Cutler was busy trying to chase his Serie D funding. So was unavailable to put wins on the board. And this season he's back, or at least all 4 of the 4 games he's played, he's been involved in. And they have been competitive with. So I can totally see the Jameson game coming up in week 4 being the other way around. Star City could go either way. As much as I'm orienting towards Star City, given Lazara's performance, trying to get back on track, I can see it happening. Royaume Luminaire could go either way. All Stars being where they are and struggling a bit, I can see that going different ways. Bless Up is effectively a Div B matchup promoted times 2. They can go either way. And #NR, as good as Corey Pecker has been playing, I would arguably take Cutler over Pecker in that matchup. So
it's close,
you can see them going 500 the rest of the year and putting up a decent record in Division A.
They can. They
starts with Jameson's though. Starts with Jameson's, because if they lose and they start going down, snowballing into the losses, all those 50-50s could turn against them.
Yeah, their extra games, I believe, being a middle pack team, are Party Crashers, who they've lost to now once, and they beat them once, so they're 1-1 against them. And I believe the other team I'm just trying to do is Jameson's, right? So they lost them by 5. So they have to finish 500 within the extra game department here.
Right.
And then from there, you flip a coin, because after that, Star City, not easy, but it's outdoors, right? And that could be a big factor in how this plays out, because KHP, I think, has played a few more outdoor games than Star City has. But if Phil can cut down on his sack totals, what he's given up here, that can really make a difference for their offense.
Yeah, and Francois Hug had like 4 sacks.
Right, and their defense, if they come out with big play too. And the thing is, they've not done so. I mean, you think about it now, they gave up 37 to Jameson, they gave up 24 to Braves.
That's
still
great.
Lost.
Yeah.
You gave up 46 to Party Crashers, and you gave up 39 to Party Crashers. You can't. You want to win these games in Div, you have to keep them below 30. If you keep them below 30, you have a chance.
Which is really tough.
It's not easy. But it's not easy at all. But I just think, again, it's just the fascination of this division now is compelling, because there are no undefeateds and there's no prohibitive favorite at this juncture of the season, Iggy. And we move to the next 3 games. I still think we'll be in a cloud of dust of who is going to come out of it as a favorite.
Yeah. Division A is going to be really fun to keep an eye out and see who's rising on the top and who's falling down.
Well, gaps closing with some of the top ends with the middle class of teams as well. All right, Division D.
Yeah.
So 5 teams at 3-0. Blue Dry is at 2-0. So if we are looking at the contenders and pretenders, so you have West Island Boys, Idaho Udo Pimps, Friends with Danny, Bandits, X-Men are your 3-0s.
Yep.
And the Blue Dry are 2-0. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll start with my pretender.
Okay.
I'll go with Les Blue Dry. While I think they're a good team, they're solid, but I think, obviously they have had one less game to prove it. But if I had to venture a guess, they'd probably played against 2 of the weaker opponents in Division D, or just ones that they were favorites in. So potential false kings there. I like their quarterback play, but I just think they're missing a game breaker. So I'll go pretender, Blue Dry, and I'll go contender. I'll go X-Men. Division 6 winners. Adding Emerson Peterkin to the mix. He's been throwing mixed with a bit of Dan Devine. Either way, they're just really, really strong. They catch people off guard with their youth and their athleticism. I'll go contender for X-Men.
Their biggest game will be against West Island Boys June 11th. That will be the biggest one for them.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go pretenders here. Let me get back onto the screen page here. Bandits, I'm not buying them yet.
I was gonna potentially say
No,
Bandits.
Bandits,
Do you have a reason?
It left a sour taste in my mouth.
Oh.
Of how they were last season. They're probably in the wrong division.
4, I believe.
Yeah,
Did 4.
Emil Scaife is playing really well.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if he can keep up with that clip. I don't think he can keep up with that clip. And I think with Bandits, with their schedule so far, they'll have Blitz Sisters. We'll see how they do against them. But then I know you do Pimps. That will be the first real test for them in the next wave of games for them and how they want to be. Then they play Blue Dry down the road. So I think they are a team that I think will kind of fall off a little bit here, and they'll probably be a 3-loss team at some point. My contender is Friends with Danny.
Okay. You like what?
I
Oh,
like
you've
him a
seen them.
lot. I've
You've
seen
seen
them play
the.
now a couple
Yeah,
times.
at
So
Brossard.
my bias will be a little bit more towards them because I'm more familiar with them now than before.
And what is it?
I
Is
think
it how's Dan DeMore looked at quarterback?
Danny DeMore is looking fantastic as a quarterback for them.
No baseball pitcher
No,
motion.
Danny is been eloquent in what he's done, and now they get back Justice Santillo in the lineup. And if he starts getting himself back in the football shape, he's going to be fun to watch. Jared Buck has that rapport with them. Jeremy Laplante is a stretcher for them, and what he does as a stretch guy from the wideout.
Yeah.
Michael Timmons is a safety valve. Their defense has been great in terms of what they've done this year. 8 INTs already through 3 games. They're just snatching balls in the air, and they're not. They've been relentless on defense and what they've done from that perspective here. Sure, they played the Stallions, not that great of a team. No regrets, not that great of a team. Roostax is their toughest out, but look, they have a good core, and again, they'll play West Island Boys down the road as well. That's probably their toughest game. They could be 9-1 when we hit playoffs.
As both of you as scorekeepers, do you find it more difficult?
Actually, I like to be known as an iPad holder with.
As both of you being iPad holders,
Thank you.
do you find that
Numbers in the
teams with
front.
numbers on the front
Fantastic.
make it easier
it
for you to?
is
Yeah, it is.
It is
It is
easier.
amazing. It is like being in heaven.
Yeah. It is easier.
So logos are a no-go for you guys?
No.
I mean, I like to see a nice logo and a nice jersey, but if I had to pick, like, this is awesome. Yeah.
This is the epitome of what
Yeah,
it
yeah,
should be
yeah.
for FPF.
I hate when I have to go behind the huddle. I have to go away from the middle of the field and go behind to see their number.
Quarterback initially.
Sometimes, sometimes they don't turn around, like, facing my way, which they don't have to, obviously. This helps a lot.
Yeah.
So if you had only numbers on the front and logos on the back, would that make it better?
No.
No.
So numbers on both sides.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the best.
That's ideal.
That is ideal.
Some teams
yeah.
have numbers on the sleeve, TV numbers on the sleeve.
That
which is
helps.
Great.
Or on the shorts, too.
Yeah, which is great. You know, something
Usually
on the
smaller.
front is nice.
Usually smaller, but
Okay,
yeah.
different idea. We both get you Google Glasses, and every player has their number hovering over their heads.
Hey, better idea. We get the episode up on time, and then we can discuss about that on the next
Oh,
episode.
I like that idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. No,
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, exactly.
I only asked like 5 times.
Well, there's 5 tons of pressure that he has to handle, right?
Of dirt.
Of dirt,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's gardening season right now.
Yes.
Is that right, Eagle?
I hauled a lot of dirt this weekend. 5 tons worth, by the way. If I have any landscapers in chat, please ping me, because, oh my God, do I need help.
I'm sure we do in the community.
I'm sure we have some. I need someone.
You need a dirt bag.
I literally...
You need dirt bags.
No, I made dirt bags. I need someone to dispose of said dirt bags.
So you need to
but
kill a
costing
dirt bag.
me
You need
a
to
couple
kill a
grand.
dirt bag.
But you can't.
You have a dead person in
can't
the back of
compost
your
it?
garden.
Yes.
You can't compost the bags.
No, you cannot, because soil is not decompostable because it's considered a contaminated substance. So you need to bring it to the eco-centre
Jesus.
to have it disposed of properly, and there's a limit on how much you can do from a residential perspective, or else you need
On
a
a-
commercial
on a per
license
day
and
or
blah,
per-
blah, 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 and here we go.
Per day or per week?
Per year.
What? Year?
Correct.
They're tracking you on your yearly
That's what I said.
disposal?
So why don't you just go to different boroughs then? Or
It's all
No, because-
tracked
no, you-
systematically.
Yeah, you can't. You have to present your card
Yep.
when you
It's
go
based
to
on address.
real?
Yeah,
Yep.
you've never.
So, Mo,
disposed
you'd
of
have to
things?
come with me and declare it on your address to cheat it in.
Oh my god!
Anyway, that's on you.
All right, next topic.
Okay. All right. Looking at the teams below the dotted line right now.
Okay.
In the red as we get the standings up.
Are we
here.
really doing this? It's week 3.
What?
Teams below the dotted line.
Yeah, they're in red. What's the question though? I remember the question being fascinating.
What's the best name of the teams that are currently
Oh,
outside of it?
Okay. All right, let's go with that.
Who's not in trouble will easily make the playoffs?
No,
Who's in
who's-
trouble with the worst name?
Who worst name? DNE. Well, like what DNE 0 points for, 130 against, a forfeit, busting the cap, terrible name. DNE did not exist.
Studs or us?
Huh?
Studs or us?
Oh,
Are there
studs.
no studs in the roster?
No, they just talk a lot of trash.
No,
very,
they
very,
don't.
very
Not
annoying
really.
team. Very annoying team.
Wouldn't that make them studs?
No.
Because you're full of yourself.
No, they're very annoying. This team, very annoying. Didn't
They were. I played against them.
No,
They were,
no,
well,
they
maybe
talk-
because we were
they-
beating
they're
them
talking
big, but
trash.
oh really? In their win, and their only win of the
And
year
they
so
win,
far.
Yeah, and the only one of the year that they had against
Root Sacks?
Root Sacks, exactly.
Okay.
Would you argue the Blues are the best name for the record?
Because they're sad at 0-4.
Correct.
No, I like Blitz Sisters. I like Flagtastic. You said last week
But
you
they're
love that
playing-
name.
Playing bad.
9 points for.
Yeesh.
Oof.
I know you Pimps is pretty fascinating in terms of
Thank you.
play on words there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we talked about that last week anyway. But to your question that you
Yep.
scripted for us
Yes.
today. Well scripted, by the way.
Thank you.
So who's not in trouble? Will easily make the playoffs.
So who's not in trouble? Who I'm
Who's
not
going to make
worried?
the playoffs? That's not that's
Yeah.
0-2. Okay, so
Who's not going to make the playoffs?
who's, gonna make the playoffs? Who's not in the right now?
Yeah, who's
who
not
is
in trouble?
0-4 has an easier path to make the playoffs. So
Right.
save the Turf Dogs.
Yeah.
I am still leery about them.
Yeesh.
Well, okay, 2 games, minus 44 overall. There's potential there, right? Like, you're not getting blown out, but you're losing by multiple scores per game. But you're still competing. D&E, Flagtastic, you're definitely on the something needs to change mantra here.
So DNE does have, if Nick Richard can get Jordan Panetta the ball, a very dangerous combination of wide receiver, quarterback, wide receiver, potentially unstoppable. Brent Botkin made a claim that, and I think I recall that you said that Nick Richard may be the next Division B quarterback. Said this maybe last spring. And
I see a lot of things, man. Like 5 minutes ago, I forget.
And Brent highly disagrees with you, and it's showing so far this season. Very struggling to get the ball to his receivers and putting up the points, obviously, with 0 after 3 games. Again, one was a forfeit. One was a busted cap where maybe they put up 18 or 20 so points, but those got wiped off the board. But again, who are we not worried about? I'm going to say save the Turf Dogs, but not because of the minus 44. Hello, minus 44, you're not in it, Eagle. What the hell are you saying? You're not in those games. It's more about whatever. Maybe they weren't there, like their normal core guys weren't all there. It's a team that's made it to a tier 4, albeit again it's tier 4 final, but there's just too many good players, experienced players on the team. Who do they play? Bandits, who are currently 3-0, and every inch counts with Peter Abandonado of the Laval Rocket. Great in Division D. I think, again, a lot of teams are going to underestimate Blitz Sisters. Bandits Hunsick found out the hard way, not with a loss, but in a very close game. That could be a 1-possession game. That could either be a win or a loss. Born in the 80s are going to be tough. They have a really tough schedule. Big Fat Bats, Petitcarat, Prime Time.
No, it's not easy, man.
But I was going to say, at least, okay, you've lost by 2 scores or more every game, but you're at least scoring, right? Like, you're putting up 3
but they're
scores a
known.
game.
But they're known to put up at least 4 to 5 touchdowns.
But that's
So
what I
3
mean.
is
though.
not
Okay,
good.
it's still not good,
Right.
but it's better than
Okay, yes.
0 or
Yeah.
9 points in 3 games,
Right.
right? Like, at least you're trying.
Yeah. Well, They should be more at a point than just trying for such a franchise. But it's just I know there's talent there. There's play concepts. There's experience. There's enough that leaves me not to be worried and especially only after 2 games, right? There's some teams there 0-4, 0-3 already. You're double the losses already. So I'll go save the Turtles.
You're going to save the Turtles, I'm on the fence with them.
Okay.
I think Blitzers can make a run. I'm not
They
saying
can.
Could. They think they're not could, but they can make a run. Longhorns, no. Flagtastic, no. DNA, no. But I think what's going to happen is that some of these teams above the dotted line, like Root Sacks,
are going to fall.
They're going to be swallowed into that red territory. Like you think about it, if they beat Studs or us, they're now 2-2, and they actually would vault up towards. Hold on here.
Maybe the 10th seed or so. Is that right?
Yeah, the 14th seed.
Okay.
But now they're the 24th seed, right? So I think
that's 10 spots after a loss.
Yeah, it's a massive gain of ground. But now I think they will be sucked back in here. Ball Zeep as well. The Petite Carotte.
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine, but I think they need to get a little bit more going forward here. Glory Boys might be in that equation afterwards. They might be in that relegation battle of in the red zone or above the green line.
Yeah, their game Thursday, Laval, no regrets. That they don't want to fall into the hole that they fell in the winter, where they were fighting for their lives till the very end and didn't end up making the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
That's a solid team that made the semifinals last spring. To not make it in the winter playoffs was a disappointment. They need the win against no regrets to not fall in that hole again.
All right, so David DeAndrade.
Yeah.
And the Born in the 80s crew.
Yep.
Beat Primetime. Was it experience or was it this Primetime not playing well?
I want to play a game with you guys.
Let's play a game.
This is the roster picture of Primetime.
Uh-huh.
We're going to number them top to bottom, left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
Which of these players are Carabin players?
Oh,
I can tell you.
Yeah, you guys know, but that's why I bring up David DeAndrade. He brought it up, but let's start here.
So, front row, the middle guy is top
2 or 3.
6.
Yeah, number 2. Number 2 in the front row. Top left is a Montreal guy. Top right is the McGill punter.
So 1, 2, 4 so far.
I think the bottom right was a former McGill player. Sorry, the guy next to the punter is a McGill player himself. The top number 2.
I numbered them, Mo. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Number 2, okay.
5, 6, 7.
Number 1 is U of M. Number 2 is not a football player. Number 3 is. Number 4 is from McGill. Number 5, I believe, wasn't. Number 6 is for U of M, and number 7 isn't.
So 1, 3, 4, 6.
Yeah.
6.
Is that enough to dominate a division?
That's the question. Really? That's what this question's about. Because he's like, what the hell is this team doing in Division D? And I said, watch you win this game.
Okay, but here's the argument, though. David was probably seeing what they did to Flagtastic, who were playing the first game.
But he knows. Yeah, so there was 18 points there.
18 points.
He also knows Flagtastic because he played them in week 1, so he knows they're not the strong caliber.
And one of the guys gave me the look from Flagtastic.
Of
like
the 18 points?
Down. No.
Of which?
Because, long story short, I'll tell you off air.
Oh.
The gist of it is that he gave me a stare down. I go, what's up? Why eyeing me down for? I'm like, yeah, you are. And he still kept on eyeing me down. I go, dude, if you have a problem, man, let me know what's up.
Something you said on the podcast.
No. I'll tell you what happened afterwards.
Okay.
But yeah. Look, you said it before. They've come up with big wins now, right? The
born in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yes.
They come as Team Ethnic. Some of the guys who play Team Ethnic.
Right.
They had that big win in the playoffs against Reet.
Yeah.
You know, and I gave Reet crap at the Champlain football spring game, and they're like, yeah, bro, I don't know what happened, but nothing to hang his head, man. He's come up with some big wins, like that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so he wasn't thrilled to be, facing against some Carabin players, but I have trust in him and the guys he's brought on the team. You have Julien Proulx. You have Craig Browning, Ricky Martelli. You have a lot of guys with flag experience, including Dave himself. I said, watch you guys win this game, and lo and behold, 20-6 victory.
Yeah, and I think that helps.
6 for 6, Julien improved. 4 for 5.
Great
Ricardo
ball.
Martelli and everything.
Great
Craig
ball
Browning 5 for 7. Touchdowns scattered across the board.
Great ball distribution. Yeah.
Completely shut down the primetime offense. I mean,
He got a pick himself. Who else got a pick? If you scroll down, so Dave got 2, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
George Malou with 1 and a PD. Like I told him, I said, like, flag experience is very underrated. Yes, these guys can come in here and think they can run goes, posts, and just muscle you and push you out of the way and
Nope.
and beat you with pure speed and athleticism. Yes, it can bring you to certain heights and achievements, but it doesn't always translate. We don't always see these teams win championships, and that's why we look. It was even suggested they go in C, but ultimately they decided to go in D, and 20-6. They put up 6 points. 6 points not good in flag.
what I love to see about this is that if you add up the targets that were equated for primetime and everything, and the amount of PDs plus interceptions, they're basically
Yes.
equal, which means that every receiver was properly defended in terms of batting the ball down or intercepting it.
Wow,
That's
you're
just fantastic.
You're analyzing the stats to another level.
Oh no, trust me, Eagle gave me crap. Mo, how does this make sense? You score out this game and there's 8 incompletions.
No,
targets.
he's analyzing it in
I
a
know.
certain way. Say, repeat for.
So there are,
yes.
if I go through this, right? Andrieur, 3 incompletions.
Oh,
Langlais,
right,
4
right.
incompletions. We're at 7. 8, 9, right? Add
Yeah.
up the PDs, we're at 5. Add up the interceptions, we're at 8.
Yeah.
Right.
Of all the balls incomplete towards targets, only one of them was completely
Out of
non-played.
bound,
Now,
yeah.
granted, it doesn't work that way necessarily,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's the concept here, right?
Right,
The
right,
defense shut down the entire receiving corps.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's a great way to see that. Yeah.
All right, Div B. Big story talking point is B-Ravs blown up in Brossard, leaving the field mid-game like the Russians did in the 87 hockey game against the Flyers. The
So-
Soviets are leaving, and
You
that's
couldn't do anything more recent, Mo? Really?
Well, what other game have you seen a team walk off the field or ice or court?
How about period 7? Hurricanes, Panthers.
Okay, not in the middle of the game, Jack.
Period 7. Walkout. No. What?
When Kachuk scored in the
Yes.
first overtime.
Yes. That's not.
It's not a walkout.
Yeah.
Okay. Our thoughts.
Are you comparing the B-Raves to the Russians?
I am.
Okay.
am. Our thoughts. Our thoughts on this situation right now. What happened with B-Raves leaving in a storm because of OCs being thrown at them in their Division II game in Brossard.
You shouldn't leave a game. I don't know how you feel. I wasn't. I was gonna say I wasn't there. I was technically there. I was next playing on field 2, adjacent to the field. But we were all wondering. We're like, how is this game over? Like, why is this? Why are both teams walking out? Like, there's like 15 minutes left in the second half. This can't be a mercy rule situation. We're like, what's going on? Like, and so yeah, the ref ended up telling me, 2 OCs were handed out. That they were down to 4 players. The 2 OCs to Will Tratier and Jomayer. The 2, I mean, only quarterbacks. I mean, the other guys can't. They can throw a football. They could have quarterback.
When the B-Raves were going to receive the ball on top of it, right? So they were going to have to go into an offensive drive
Sure.
with 4 players, of which their 2 quarterbacks were not available.
Are you gonna walk out of this game?
No.
No, I won't.
Why?
I'm just saying I understand
Why are you walking out?
where you feel like you've been shafted by the referees to play in an unwinnable position for the next 2 drives.
I see that. I get that perspective. It still wouldn't cause me to uproot and just leave.
I agree.
Look,
But I can understand the frustration.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I
I
can.
think I like the Braves a lot, but it reflects of arrogance on their
Oh,
part.
to me, yes.
That
Yeah.
they thought they were above the FPF law of what was the play at that time, And look, it's
Even their opponents, like,
yeah,
I'm sure they wanted to, like, Poseidon's Kiss, they want to play.
yeah.
You're denying them. You're making a choice for them too.
Yeah, but I just
Like
think
you're just walking out of the game.
All right, I'm gonna be
Not cool with
the
that.
bad guy in this conversation.
okay, Razor
Yeah.
Ramon.
Are they wrong?
Yeah,
Yes, 100% they're wrong
Are
about-
they? Wait. Let me ask the question differently.
for walking out. They're
Are
wrong.
they wrong in thinking they are the better team?
no,
Ooh,
no,
that's
no.
Phrased
But
very strangely.
just imagine this was the finals and they did this exact same stunt.
I don't think they would in the
But
finals.
imagine they did, right? I mean, what?
That's even
what,
worse. That's even a
I know,
worse
but
look.
what gives them credit? What gives them credence to say, all right,
Yeah,
we're
that's
gonna,
it.
We're gonna walk out because bleep you. We don't like what you called us against us.
Yeah,
what is that?
we don't want to play the game with these refs here.
What does this achieve? Because you're not protesting. What's going to happen? Like, what you think is going to be an overturn of people? Like, oh my God, this guy's gone, that guy's gone. No,
Well,
it's what it is, man.
let's ask that question that you're just proposing, Mo, very differently. If we look at the standings for Division 1,
They're 2-2.
only
That
two
two,
teams
Division
get
B,
eliminated.
Division B.
Division
Can
B.
the B Raves assume that they will not be?
I
in
don't
the
think
bottom two.
That's
with
not
the-
going through their mind. That's not going through their
No,
mind.
they
But,
don't care,
but
though.
I want to just look at this from an analytical perspective.
Sure.
They will not end up bottom two,
Correct.
and I'm putting myself in their shoes. Believe that they can beat any team in this division.
Yep.
So this game fundamentally
Is
doesn't matter.
It's null and void because
So if you feel that you are being chastised for purposes that you don't agree with, pardon my interruption here, but fuck it, we're leaving.
there's a law. Yes. Yeah. I can't disagree with your thought process, but it's a very calculated, very
Exactly. It takes away the emotions and introduces pure rationality. Right?
which in that moment it's not. It's all about emotion. It's all about emotion. There's no thought of, you know what, if we leave now, we're going to win every other game. We're not going to be eliminated. No, that's not going through their head. And therefore, not cool.
But if you bring it into the rationality, is
Yeah.
the correct decision given the circumstances. So can you
because
forgive the emotional aspect of it?
Is it a smart play because you're giving up less points against? Is that it? Is that what you're also saying? Because that one, yes. That one, as a logic, like, we're going to get scored on every, like, these next two drives.
And we're not going to score and get stopped and potentially risk pick sixes because our third string quarterbacks then have to come in with three receivers, of which they can get
From
double
that
teamed.
perspective, yeah, like we don't want more points against.
Like the way I'm looking at it is,
Let's leave it like this.
The rational decision is equivalent to the emotional decision. You've technically made the correct choice.
anyway, we're going through.
I-
it.
I
We're
know
going
this
really
is like-
in depth
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
kind of like
thinking
40 chess
Yeah,
type
yeah,
of
yeah,
situation,
yeah.
but it's
Yeah, we're
technically correct.
overanalyzing this whole thing. They blew up. They were arrogant about it. They left,
Yeah.
and they get egg on their face because guess what happened? Ambushed them by beating them by
Yeah.
2 scores. Okay,
the next day, yeah.
This is like
That was huge.
you know they were using, like, you know, Steph Curry legacy game, you know, against the Celtics in Game 6 of last year.
Mm.
This is a legacy game for Benny McMahon.
100%. 100%. It's, I'm pretty sure I'll be matching up against B-Raves. It would be Ben McMahon's first time against Joe Mayer. Like, my first time against, like, this is a game you circle and it's like, I want to beat this team. I want to beat the legend of, you know, the team that came in and is beating Kevin Wyatt. You want to beat that, and he did it.
How does Kevin Dunnett put up these numbers against this roster?
Crazy.
I don't understand.
Because they underestimated Kevin Dunn's looking at him.
Yes,
saying,
yes.
"Who's
But
this
okay,
guy?"
okay,
Yeah.
so you underestimate him
Yeah.
on touchdown number 1. You underestimate him on touchdown number 2. You underestimate him on touchdown number 3. He puts up 10 receptions on 11 targets, drives 2.5 fields by himself, and puts up 30 points. Hold on, let me scroll just to see if there's anything else here.
Probably.
No extra points, thankfully. Puts up 30 points
On his own.
by himself, which is almost
The
enough
total.
to beat your entire roster single-handedly as the B-Raves, as a team that you compete at the top Canadian national level, albeit not
Not
with your
with this
entire
roster.
group.
No, it's not the full
Not,
load.
not at
still-
all. And it showed.
With the experience you should have on your roster,
No, on the QB level.
I don't understand how you would let that happen.
I'll tell you that the chemistry looked off. It just wasn't there. Jomayer, 21 of 35, 14 incompletions, 21 completions. That's not a normal Jomayer, and that is not having thrown to these receivers.
Now, in defense of the Braves, they were playing like their 18th game of the day because they had started the day 9 a.m. Sunday morning, and they were shorthanded on that day. Tomakutu had to come play for them.
Right.
So they're not fully loaded on all their Braves rosters that they have right now.
Yeah, and even this one, they were missing Guillaume Ranger, I believe. Maybe another player. Still, B-Raves didn't look, the chemistry wasn't there, but full credit to Ambush. Nathan Cornlow rushing Joe Mayer was giving Mayer fits. He got 2 sacks, I believe, in this game, Eagle. 2 sacks for Nathan. Yeah, I'm telling you, I couldn't believe that he was giving Mayer trouble. I've never seen Mayer really have trouble with any rusher. And 1 and 2, they were just pouring on the points, and they just couldn't come. B-Raves couldn't come back. They couldn't convert on the onside. They scored from 5 yards out, and Ben McMahon, as he had to do, could not take the pedal off the metal, and that's what he did. And 46 points later, huge win, I think, for the psyche of the team, for their confidence to prove that they can go up with the heavy dogs in Joe Mayer and take them down. And it was really fun to watch. I was there. Boys were really pumped.
Now they get blessed on the Monday
tough.
game. Now Blessed played you guys, Beers and Brownies,
Yeah.
and you guys lose your game by 2.
Yeah. Fun game. Very fun game.
So your thoughts? Are we looking at a potential playoff matchup, whether it's going to be the semis or finals?
Well, that's for you to answer.
Well, I didn't see the game, so I can't answer that question.
Well, what do you think in the overall context
I've not
of
seen Blessed play
Division?
yet in Division,
Division B.
yet.
They
I've
are
seen
strong.
I've seen you guys play now
Once or twice? Once or twice?
Once you guys won.
Twice in Loyola.
You
as
guys
well.
pull off the Great Escape in against the Ticklers.
Yeah, in Laval and
then you guys
Loyola morning.
smashed
Easy W.
Easy W by, what was the total points here? By
49-31.
30.
13, sorry.
Yeah, it
Sucks,
was
okay.
a massive game. Anyway, so I've seen you guys play twice.
Bless is very good. Here's the argument, real quick. Their Division B team is better than their Division A team.
Ooh, shots
Oh,
fired
boy.
to the loser.
That's understandable because
Their B team is
yeah.
better than their A team.
Yeah, because
of Phil Fata.
Yeah, there's a little bit more to work with the roster flexibility, but I think it's too early to say. I think we spoke about this, Iggy, for you as making that jump up to Division B. I think it's there's gonna be moments you're gonna have where it may not go your way, and that might cost you a game or two, and that might drop your team down by 1 or 2 position points here. But it could definitely be in that conversation in Final Four for sure. Not sure about the finals yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think we said it before. B-Raves will find their way through. Ambush, we don't know yet. Maybe that momentum driver that they had over B-Raves will enable them to kind of get themselves in that conversation. But look at other teams. Run it once.
Yep.
They're 1-2 right now. Silent Ticklers, they're 1-2. They could all easily be 3-0.
Could, yeah.
They could all be easily 3-0. And we can talk about them being the favorites, not them trailing
I-
chasing you guys.
I think Blessed is the team to beat in Division B.
I think
It's
it's early. I still think it's too early right now. I don't think Division A and B are still clouded right now.
Yeah,
with secrecy.
Yeah, there's still some some fog to go through in the division, but from my early prognostics here, I think Blessed is the team to beat. Very few weaknesses on this team, and already in this game they were missing Kevin Smuda and Ariel Librati. 2 key pieces. I was missing 2 key pieces as well. Charles Vedo and LP Tibb. Snapper not being there for me is a big loss. I think 2 equal pieces were missing. I think Blessed is the team to beat.
Fair enough then. By the way, this little sidebar here, you
Go
put
for
the
it.
JYD topic in Division B.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. No worries.
Because they should be in Division B.
Yeah, no worries.
Maybe my copy pasting was not on
Just
target.
letting you know. Okay. Anyway, I just think now some teams play 4 games, some
Mhm.
play 3, some play 2. Poseidon's Kiss will definitely be a factor in the next couple of games here, but I think Run It Once Ticklers will make their way up the ladder.
Yep.
They're going to make their move at some point
Yep.
and get things organized moving forward. Division E. Move on to the final division of the night here with Division E. And so we look at Minka. Only Flags versus Minka recap here. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, pronounce it properly.
Minka FT.
You're not saying it properly.
Minkia.
Minka.
Minga.
Oh, Mingia.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sorry, I apologize. I apologize to the Italian community for not properly pronouncing that term. Do you accept my apology, Eagle? No. No. When you no, you don't accept.
It's
that.
hard for me to accept it because I know that apology isn't sincere, and you're just gonna screw it up another week.
I know. When you do that, and you're not happy with the results. I know you, Eagle. Hey, we did.
Because I know it's
Rob,
spelled.
I don't want to do
It's
this.
spelled CHI, but it's pronounced as a G.
Yeah, whatever.
Yet manja is with a G.
Shut up, you mouth.
Okay.
Yeah, the game recap. It's a game I saw yesterday at
Yes,
Brossard.
so give us the recap on that.
Yeah, so while there are a few things, so from each perspective. So for Minjia, they looked a little rusty coming out of the gate offensively. It's week 3 now. They should be starting to hit stride, but it didn't show last night at Brossard. That said, their defense led the way. Justin Neme and number 10, Matthew, last name's escaping me, but Matthew, they've combined for, I think they calculated 12 PDs between them in 3 games. So their deep coverage is second to none in the division. In a division where in Division E, a lot of quarterbacks like to take that deep shot. They're always in good position and always swatting that ball away just a few centimeters off from an interception. For Only Flags, a bit of the same thing. The offense led by George Spano, questionable decisions. Twice, once when they're up 6-0, and it's a 4th and 1 situation, and he tries to hit a go ball, which is pretty well defended, when you should have just gone all hooks. Just run all hooks. Pick up the first down. You're up 6. You want to drive the field, kill clock, put another score on the board, and you're taking a deep shot. And then another 4th and 2 or 4th and 3 situation. They're now down 12-6 because of the times that they've gone for it on 4th down. They've given up scores. They've given up the ball in their own territory, and Minkia was able to convert. Now they're down 12-6. Go again on another deep ball in double coverage on 4th and 3. Run all hooks. It would have been open. Or even his 10 out or 7 out from his left slot receiver was open for the first down. So questionable decisions. It's Division E. I know and he throws a nice deep ball. That's not the issue. It's throwing it in double coverage, throwing it when there's tight coverage, even on a one-on-one situation. That said, defensively, George Spano all over the field. Whether it's in the flats, coming up with the big tackles, sometimes a little too aggressive, took a few penalties that gave automatic first downs to Mingia. But even if it's deep coverage, being able to bat a ball away, get an interception, he is really all over the field. There's also another player, Zach Cott, very good defensive player from the winter, playing on Only Flags. So yeah, that was a bit of the recap. Still some things to learn. Offensive, just get the ball in your receiver's hands. A lot of people miss flags. You'll be scoring a lot more points just by putting the simple all hooks concepts, triple slants.
Okay, so
That was a
I'm gonna give you
recap.
a little bit of chance of redemption here. Do you know what the symbol is on their jerseys?
I do. I got this one.
I've not seen the symbol yet, so I can't tell.
Scopa. No? Or some, it's that's the card game, goddammit.
Scopa is a game.
A game that you
using
play. Yes,
Italian cards.
Yes,
it is
yes.
not the symbol on.
That one. Oh, my Italian friends are gonna kill me. The bats. That's the bat.
It is a bat.
Yes.
Which bat?
The ace. Boom.
Mo, I am insulted to know you.
Boom.
Iggy,
Thank
I
you.
respect you.
I don't know. I have not seen the logo yet. So what am I supposed to do?
It's the ace of bats.
Yes, there you go.
Baston.
Have I seen their logo? Have I covered their team yet?
I'm sorry.
Last
You've
year.
only been covering Italian teams for the past 15 years.
Well, you shot down Paisan of the week.
Paisan of the week.
You said no. We can't waste real estate on Paisan of the week when everyone wants it back, my friend.
For all of my paisans that see Mo at the field, rubbing in his face that he doesn't know how to play
Okay, you know
Brisk, Scopa, all the other games.
We're going to do a separate segment of Paisan of the week and post it up with 7 hits we get for that
Ooh.
segment.
That is fine, except for the fact that you won't know any of the rules to that segment.
I do, because Stefano Berardi.
Clearly you do not.
Because I created the segment for Stefano Berardi.
Yeah, but he ran the segment.
Because I gave him the idea to run the segment. Anyway.
Yeah, that was a recap.
Okay,
yeah.
so it was quite the deep recap.
Thank you,
here.
thank you.
You're welcome. So look, this team, MFT,
Who's MFT?
I mean, yeah, FT.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They were here last spring.
Yeah.
Same thing. Flew out of the gates. Were
Yeah.
phenomenal. Kind of flamed down the playoffs, right? Adam Mantel is a guy that I score kept him last year, not this year yet.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know if he takes the next step in his
He's
progression as a
not.
quarterback, which
He's
he's
not.
not.
He's not.
I can tell they've been too far dependent on Matthew Nice to be the guy for them again, as he was last year. So I just think that, am I going to buy into the Met? Nope.
No, not yet.
No, I need to see a bigger sample size from these guys.
They just need to get the offense clicking.
Yeah.
Because the defense is holding opponents to 22, 12, and 6 points. The offense, they showed it in one game against the Chooches. Not the same caliber. But they just get the ball in their hands, and they'll be fine.
Which is the game that's going to make them suffer and realize they're not as good as they think they are?
Who day?
So you have to wait till week 8 to learn that you're not as good as you think you are.
Yeah.
That will be a humbling experience going into the last couple games.
Yep. And it doesn't help in week 10 and 11 when you're playing two teams that you're going to likely beat rather easily.
So what can Adam Mantel and this team do to improve over the next 4 games before they get to Houday?
Hit the shorts more often and let your receivers do the work. That's it. It's really simple. He's forcing the ball deep and intermediate way too much. When the shorts are there, take it. Once defenses crash in, hit over the top, hit the intermediate, and have play designs that evolve with the game. I don't know if they're there yet in that.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
It takes more than 2-3 seasons to get there. But just start with hitting short, and then once defenses crash in, hit over the top intermediate. Start with that concept.
So if we were to bring this back into Brisk, you're playing small Budiscolas to get yourself towards the larger points.
Okay, thank you
Son,
very much for the
give me the sixth son of sons. Yes.
Education over here. All right, on to the next topic here. I know it's meant for Peas, but for Beast Tremblay as rookie quarterback.
Right.
Cover 3 inches longer, 3-0.
You love that team name.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
It's because he relates.
Eagle is the face of that logo of the team. They're now 3-0 with Williams again as being the guy for them. So
put 3 of me on the logo.
Exactly. Put 3 in Eagle's face. All right. So look, cover 3 inches right now.
Yeah.
The momentum's built up for them. They're chasing to get first place with Hammars and Houday.
Yeah.
Are we into this team in terms of what they can be and the value that they can be a 7-8 win team?
Yes.
Can I complain about the fact that their jerseys say Nighthawks and their team is called Cover 3 Inches Long?
It should be the Nighthawks.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah. So look, I
there are 9 of them, so they get 1 inch each.
Look, I score capped them.
Did you?
Yeah,
outdoors
on Sunday outdoors against Primetime.
Yeah.
Quarterback play is ugly.
It's not great, but
defense is their
calling card. Yeah. Their defense is very strong. Yeah.
The defense is strong. Williams, again, as I said before, is phenomenal as a two-way player. It's an ugly offense. Like, when they get the rushing quarterback play going through, it is not pretty at all.
Rushing quarterback play, meaning the quarterback running?
Running? Yeah, Fabrice Tremblay was running for them most of the time.
Uh-huh.
Dude, like he's agile for his size. He made
Mhm.
guys miss.
Yeah.
And Primetime just couldn't read and react as well as they should have. And I just think that it may be ugly, but they're going to win games doing it that way than style points. And they get past that at Abiat. It's
Spicy.
coming up a week in Mary Vic on Tuesday. So that's going to be a good game because
Yeah.
Pasta is also, I think, 2 wins, I think it is, or 3 wins, whatever. They're up there now. They're
Yeah.
in the top 10. That's a massive game for both teams and trying to kind of certify themselves in that top 10 conversation.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Texas. The teams with names of Texas in it. Texas Chooses or Texas Wales. Both are 1 and 3. I'm going to go right now.
Interesting concept. They're both currently ranked 15 and 16 in the overall standings.
yeah.
So Texas is mid at best.
Texas Wales are an awful team. Enough.
Chooches are worse.
So when's the Battle of Texas?
I'm taking the Whales.
I'm taking the Chooses. We have a showdown here. A little Texas showdown over here.
They're actually somewhat.
You know why? You know why? Well, sorry for cut you off.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the numbers.
Get your numbers, guys.
Yeah. That's
Come on.
why.
Come on, Tyler Cousins.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's my beef with them.
Come on.
Carry on.
Yeah, they were somewhat morphed. Well, no, they diverged. So a Division 6 team that went 0-10 in the Texas Chooches form, and then split somewhat and got some guys here and there to make two different teams, and hence the Texas in both names. But the Wales getting kind of 2 quarterbacks on the team, Vaughn Vanzlet and or Tyler Cousins throwing for them here and there. I just think they have more playmakers overall as a team. I think one of the players, Mancini's probably their go-to receiver, whereas Texas Chooches, it really is only on one player, Reno Carligia. I think he's already up there in the interceptions amongst the division leaders with 4 or so. But he's really the only player that can make plays on the team. Quarterback plays in there. The quarterback play on Chooches is where it left off in Division 6, whereas in Division 6, Texas Wales have now taken that experience from Division 6 and brought it now into the spring season. So they're kind of one step ahead at the quarterback position than the Chooches are. So I'm going Texas Wales and with more wins.
Until the Wales get their uniforms figured out, I have no respect for them. I don't.
If any of these teams were named after a different state, which state would it be and would it make it better?
Idaho.
The Idaho Whales. The Idaho Chooches. Are you sure?
No.
I would go with.
Like the Hartford Whales.
Yes.
Not bad.
I would go with
Seattle Whales. Not bad.
South Carolina for Wales.
South Carolina Whales. Mo, really?
Yes.
Florida.
Florida Whales, I can understand.
Yeah.
South Carolina Whales, Mo,
Because,
you're going to need to justify this.
Whales go up the coast. You seen they did
Getting
tracking.
stare down.
They I was reading up in National Geographic. They tracked certain animals or certain like sea creatures and their path. And a great white shark started off in Great Gulf of Mexico, made its way up to the
Sharks are not whales!
Hold on.
We went to Mexico. Oh my God. Is it?
Gulf of Mexico all the way up to Newfoundland and back down. And whales have gone as far up in New York City, New York State area, and back down.
Eagle, what time is it?
It is time to figure out where the Chooches come from. Is it New Jersey? Please say New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey.
Anyway,
Jersey
it is
Shore.
now time for
Games of the week.
That was weak. Do it again.
Games of the week.
Oh God.
It is now time
Weaker.
for
Games of the week. Yeah, shut up. We're going to go Division C. Game Changers Air Force 1.2.
Changers.
GC.
Killer Rays Primal.
Good game.
Yeah.
Race.
Give me Killer Race.
Junkyard Dogs, Dime and Bougie.
Time bougie.
Good game too. Dime and Bougie.
Top Season, Kiss My In-Laws.
Season.
Mo. I can't pick it, but Mo.
Yeah, I said 2 weeks. I said last week. It's a big game for them. So this is a
Yep.
big game. There you go with them.
Bible Study, Hot Sauce Sports.
Bible study.
I'll go, Bible study by 1.
All Madden, The Infantry.
Go infantry as well.
Trap Stars, Backyard Bullies.
Trap Stars.
I'll go Backyard Bullies.
Flag Fools, Dirty Birds.
Daybirds.
No, Flag Fools.
Mengoose, Les Bleus Branleurs.
Mangoose.
No, LBB.
Green Munches, The Commission.
Green Munches.
Monk.
Repeat Offenders, Never Overtime.
Repeat.
Yeah, repeat.
Killer Rays, Besset de ses potes.
Rays.
BESP.
And Fourth and Schlong, Sharks.
Schlong.
Sharks. Too strong.
We have what looks like
Co-ed 2.
Co-ed 2, thank you. The IG team, Easy Fun.
IG team.
Go Easy Fun.
Block Party, Pig 6.
Big 6.
Pig 6.
Les Marchands de Vitesse, Deep Balls.
Deep balls.
Deep balls.
Kiss My End Zone, Fit Squad.
Fit squad.
Can't pick it.
The Rookies, Plenty of Fish.
Rookies.
Plenty of fish.
Vultures, Street Runners.
Vultures.
Vultures.
Easy Fun, Never Too Late team.
Easy fun.
It's a good one. I will go Never Too Late.
Beeftons, Les Marchands de Vitesse.
Vitesse.
I'll go Marchand.
Co-ed 3, 1 and Niners, Fast Not Furious 3.
1 and 9ers.
Fast and Furious 3.
Thunder
Oh, sorry.
Buddies,
Fast and Furious 3. I apologize. Yeah, fast. Sorry.
Numbers, Mo.
Thunder Buddies, Dream Killers.
Buddies.
Thunder Buddies.
Tigres, Les Schtroumpfs.
Tigres. I
Tigres.
like them a lot.
We Love Big TDs, Free Agents.
TDs.
We love the big TDs.
Drink Team, Les Crevettes.
Dream team.
Drink, drink, drink.
Catching W's, Kamikaze.
W's.
Catching W's.
And Michael Scott's Tots, Pig 6. Pig 6!
Big
Yes,
6.
There you go. There you go. Big 6!
All right, women's X and X, Wolfpack.
X and X.
Wolfpack.
Wildcats, Red Nation.
Wildcats.
Wildcats.
Touchdown for what? Les Petits Miettes.
Pitimiet.
I'll go Pitsimiet.
Blue Thunder, Supernova.
Thunder.
Blue Thunder.
BIT, Waz.
Was.
Sub-Zero, The Rock.
I'm gonna go Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero until further notice.
Sudnote, Mortal Kombat 1 was announced recently.
Yes.
That looks sick. I am very hyped
Okay,
for it.
Next.
I just want to make sure that everyone is aware that
next.
Sub-Zero is going to be awesome.
Next, please.
All right. We're going to go Division 1.
Yeah.
All-Stars, Royaume Luminaire.
All Stars.
Star City, Party Crashers.
City.
Star City. That's close though.
Hashtag NR, Braves.
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 The Jamesons, KGP.
Jamesons.
Go Jamesons.
And All-Stars, Bless Up.
All Stars.
All Stars.
Division D, Longhorns, Les Renards Vifs.
I'm gonna go with Renard.
Yeah, Renal.
Studs Are Us, Red Dragons.
Oh, Studs are us. I'm gonna go with them.
Really? Red Dragons, please.
Bandit Dahansik, Stallions.
Hudson.
A Hunsick.
West Island Boys, The Penetrators.
Penetrators.
Oh, it's a good game. West Island Boys.
Big Fat Bats, Diff Gang.
Fat Bats.
What did you say?
Dilf Gang.
Yes. Big Fat Bats.
DNE, X-Men.
X-Men.
X.
Born in the 80s, Idaho Unipimps.
Idaho.
I can't pick it.
Every Inch Counts. Why so serious?
Why so serious? Was close, but every inch counts.
Every inch counts.
Blitz Sisters, Save the Turtles.
The Sisters.
Go Turtles by 3.
The Rude Sacks, Riders of Rohan.
Root Sacks.
Rude.
And on the 5th day. Bandits, Blitz Sisters.
Blitz Sisters.
Bandits by 2.
Les Bleu Dry, Big Dracos.
Blue Dry.
Big Dracos.
Blues, Balls Deep.
I'm gonna go with Blues.
Blues.
Friends with Danny, Les Petites Carottes.
Danny.
Glory Boys, Flagtastic.
Glory Boys.
GB.
Prime Time, No Regrets.
I'm gonna go with Primetime.
Primetime.
Division B, Mangoose, B-Raves.
B-Raves.
Mangoose.
Silent Ticklers, ECW.
Ticklers.
Ticklers.
Blessed Ambush.
Blessed.
Beer Belly Brigade, Mangoose.
Mangoose.
And Beers and Brownies, Poseidon's Kiss.
Beers and brownies.
Can't pick it.
Lastly, Division E, Texas Wales, Primetime.
Prime time.
Yeah, prime time.
Les Habitations BR, Minky FT.
Minga.
Show me them TDs. Yeah, I gotta applaud you for that. That was perfect. Show me them TDs, Granddaddy Perp.
TDs.
Meat Lovers, Bend Don't Break.
Bend no break.
Meat lovers.
Only Flags, Texas Chooches.
Only flags.
Hail Marty's, FSU.
Marty's.
Les Habitations BR, Only Flags.
Habitation.
Trailer Park Boys, Timberwolves.
Oh, Wolves, because Trailer Park Boys are going to forfeit.
Pasta Arabiat, cover 3 inches long.
Cover 3 inches long.
Satrial, Area 69.
Satriale.
Minga FT, Bloodline.
Minga.
FSU, Renafin.
FSU.
Meat Lovers, Houday.
Houday.
And Not You Two, Texas Chooches.
Not you too.
And that's going to be the show, boys.
Wrap.
Excellent.
a wrap.
Don't forget, check your rosters, uniforms, being enforced. Match words, please.
We have to wait about 10 seconds until we end the actual music on this track so I can start the next track. But Iggy, what exactly are you holding in your hand?
Yes, I said this at the beginning of the show. Thank you for listening. Pease is going to know exactly what I'm talking about. These are awards that we will hand out to players that did not pick them up in the winter, last spring, last fall, last winter. Yeah.
Okay, don't forget uniforms, pictures.
Yeah.
Please be kind towards those items. Magic words, please.
Good night, Los Angeles Lakers.
Good
Question
night,
mark?
Boston Celtics.
Good night, Hot Sauce Sports.
Good night, Carolina Hurricanes. Good night,
We're done?
Dallas Stars. I don't know. I'm saying
The
random shit at this point.
Sweeps. Good night, sweeps, brooms.
Do they? Is that what happened?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't have a phone.
Panthers
It's
were up
fun
one-
if you don't have
Panthers were
information
up one
available
up.
to you.